Welcome to Sonoma Raceway, and we are here for the next round of the NASCOM Online Series. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, filling in for Byron Rodney because he wanted to race this one for some odd reason. And joining me in the booth right now is one Mr. Tony Trapasso. Tony, we are road course racing with these guys, and it's going to be a long one as well. 70 laps around here.
70 laps, competition caution, laps 15 and lap 30. Give these guys an idea of what they've got under the hood and between their ears. No, you're not hearing things, folks. Byron Rodney is actually out on track right now, driving the Autism Awareness number 75. Sam, can we get one of the drones to fly in front of Byron as he's out on his outlap right now to start qualifying?
I can certainly do that. And interesting dynamic we've got here tonight. We've got open qualifying for this race as we are trying to look for a rear chase cam on. There we go. And if my eyes are not mistaken me, that is a Rolls-Royce grill on the front of that car.
That is a Rolls-Royce grill on the number 75 Autism Awareness PH Aware ESPN Rolls-Royce Phantom, I guess, tonight.
Yeah, modeled after the famous Rolls-Royce machine. I don't know why things aren't showing up right now. I'll get that fixed in a minute, but we're looking at Byron Rodney right now on his qualifying lap now as we are See them coming out of the final, coming across the line, going up the hill. Long left-hander. Just talk us through this track and what these guys have got ahead of them here for these 70 laps here, Tony.
Well, this track is by far going to have the most elevation change of any track that we're going to visit all season long. You know, like you said, you go uphill through the first 4 corners, and then it's a downhill, and no, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes are not deceiving you. They are using what normally has been reserved recently for the open-wheel cars, using the downhill S section that leads onto what is the shutdown area of the drag strip. That is the new cup layout. So when the real-life boys come here, this is the layout that they're going to be using as well. As you see, Byron right there, Mark Arthur right there. I believe that's Doug Thompson. No, that's the 41 of Dalton Kilrow right there. So Byron holding his own against 2 of the front runners week in and week out here in the NASCOM League.
Now, Dalton Kilrow struggling a tiny bit on the road courses, but you're going to expect that around here with this being such a different layout, and with the added addition of open qualifying as well. We could see a shock front runner in this one as Mark Arthur getting very squirrely coming out of the hairpin.
Went to go jump on it, and the traction just was not there. First set of times coming in, straight to the top of the heap, and immediately knocked off the pedestal by Kyle Gilbert, as Gilbert sends it into the grass, and Byron laying the chrome horn to Mr. Mark Arthur. Arthur struggling right now early. I'm thinking he decided to go with something different for qualifying, and it's not paying off the way he was hoping. But then again, you know, Mark was one of the front runners in the hot lap session, as Alex Vicelio, good grief, Alec, leaves some on the table for the rest of them. First one to go sub 139, going all the way to 137.
Alex Vicelio running the Juan Pablo Montoya special in that 00. Just don't go looking for any jet dryers, okay?
You're not wrong.
As you see on the bottom of the screen right there, that is the times that are happening right now as we go through qualifying. Got about 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. Let's go to the chief cook and bottle washer of the league here. That is Tex Perry, who's not set a time yet. We've got times in so far from Alex Vicelio as Tex Perry going to lose the back end. And good save. And he's going to lose it again.
I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. No, Tex.
Oh, and Alec Caron doing exactly the same thing, only this time he hits the tyre wall. He has set a time, however, 6th place in qualifying so far. There is Dalton Kilrow. We've already mentioned him as he's circulating around the track, as still waiting for times from other drivers. Let's go to our good friend Mr. Kevin Paskowicz, running very high in the point standings, Tony. Looking for another good result here tonight. We know he's very capable on road courses.
Very capable, and this car, him on a road course, you know, KP was right there in the mix during the hot lap session, so don't count him out. As time coming in for Grumpy Bunts going 6th quick with a 140.3. That's a good time for the old timer.
Yeah, the man driving the number 22 LB Plastics Chevrolet with the ESPN logo on the rear quarter panel. So good to see him supporting his favorite channel, of course.
Well, he kind of had no choice in that matter.
Yeah, true.
I just want to go on record as saying that the guy that painted Grumpy's car, KP's car, and Byron's car tonight is a, how would you guys say it over there? They're a pillock?
Yeah, an absolute pillock. Look at the Brian Keita right now. He is on track, and he is currently occupying the 8th spot in qualifying right now. The 8th driver to put a time down. Still waiting for more drivers to put times in. We're still not seeing Mark Arthur put a time in. We're going to go straight to him now as he comes down the drag strip and onto the other part of the track as he comes down toward this, what can I say, a very long right-hander. First right-hander and then another right-hander going down towards the S's.
Yeah, that double apex corner can really catch a lot of guys out. They've actually repaved that area and reconfigured that entire corner section with that being the new NASCAR layout. It was a little more aggressive. You basically just came off the drag strip, made a 180-degree turn, and fired it down the S's. They actually made it into a double apex to try to help the full fendered guys be able to negotiate it a little more smoothly.
Yeah, as we're seeing Mark Arthur come around the final corner now across the line. Might be his out lap, might be a qualifying lap, as it might.
Post the time for second quick.
Wow, 1:38 there for Mark Arthur. I think it was a 1:38.
1:38.2.
Yeah, I see it right there now.
Second quick currently, as we still have Tex Perry. No, Tex Perry sitting in the pits. I think he's going to call it done. Got the Chi-Town Hustler, Mr. Joe Morganti, out on track in that low-budget TV 053, coming through the S's right now on his flyer.
Yep, as we are looking at him coming through the right-hander coming off the S's and down towards the hairpin. Let's see where this one puts him. He is doing a qualifying time here, just kills a couple of cones in the process.
That's the one thing I've noticed is everybody that's going sub 140 is just annihilating those cones that mark the warning zone between the pit wall and the racetrack, as Morganti third quick.
Yeah, big time there for Joe Morganti. Been very fast so far tonight. Faster than Kyle Gilbert, been done very well here. Let's go to another driver that's not set a time yet and he's out on track right now. That's Josh Stiles running the uniform paint scheme for Firelight Motorsports, which involves Alex Vicelio, Joe Morganti, Alec Caron, and Brian Keither as well. A big presence from Firelight here tonight.
Big presence from Firelight as Stiles taking it back pit side, just got it all wrong coming through that double apex. And Paskowicz putting up a time good enough for ninth quick so far. Not going to be happy with that time, but we only got about 20 seconds left. So if you're not out on track already on your flyer, you're going to be SOL for putting in a time. As looks like Nick Okia not going to put a time up. Hoop Baker not going to put a time up. The boss man, Tex Berry, not going to put a time up. Along with Doug Thompson and, as we mentioned, Josh Stiles.
Byron Rodney on a flyer right now. The checker flag is out, so this lap will be his final lap, and let's see if he can improve on that sixth place he has right now as he comes up the hill and onto the drag strip for a time being, then goes to the left down towards this double right-hander now. Gets it woed down. Let's go on board with him actually as he gets to negotiate this final part of the track down through the S's. You go left, then right, left again, then right again.
That corner that he just came over, it's very deceiving because you don't realize that you're cresting a hill until it's already too late. So you've got to be able to anticipate the car wanting to step out and get light on you at the same time. So it starts to push and then gets very loose as you crest that hill. And it's one of those deals that you've got to be right up on the wheel at all times coming through that S section.
This lap not going to be an improvement here. You can see in the bottom left under your corner, Byron Rodney not going to improve here at 2:44, so he must have had an off somewhere as... there it is.
Well, that's kind of payback from the hot lap session.
Yeah, pretty much. So qualifying is done. Nobody out on track right now. We've only got 5 drivers that have not taken time, as Tony had already mentioned. We've got 11 people that have taken time. Alex Vicelio gonna get his first pole position in his NASCOM career here tonight. Very impressive that he wasn't really up the top there, but really pulled that one out of the bag, Tony.
Well, if you take a look at the practice times too, he was the only one to go sub 137 in practice. The only one to go sub 138 in qualifying. Look for the rookie to have something at least early. It's going to be it's going to be a crapshoot. And I was trying to talk to Tex last week about possibly doing a standing start for these guys this week. I was told not only no, but hell no.
Yep, and with that, we're just waiting for the session to actually end, so I can actually, as you see the flagman going at it in the flag stand. Just going ham with that flag right now. But yeah, we're waiting for the session to end so we can actually bring you the grid for this race. But before we do go to the grid section of this race here, Tony, what are you expecting from this one tonight?
I'm expecting a lot of hurt feelings after this one's over with. There's a possibility of a point shakeup. We've seen Gilbert be able to handle it on a road course. We've seen Mark Arthur be able to handle it on a road course. I guarantee you, Mark Arthur not happy about missing the pole, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one actually does lay out.
Yeah, before we find out exactly what happens, let's go to the grid for tonight's race. As starting up on the pole will be the man, the rookie himself, Mr. Alex Vicelio, in that 001 Pablo Montoya special. Mark Arthur kicks off in second place, John McGunty in third, and Carl Gilbert in fourth. Sam Baumgarten in fifth. Sixth is Byron Rodney. Seventh is Dalton Kilrow. Eighth is James Bunts. Ninth, Kevin Pasquich, and running out your top 10 is Alec Caron, Tony.
Brian Keita going to roll off in the number 11 slot. The boss man, Mr. Tex Perry, going to roll off in 12th. Doug Thompson asking for an EOL, so put him in the number 16 slot. That's going to bump Nick Okia up to the number 14 slot. Brian Keita also getting an EOL due to missing practice. So that's going to bump X up one spot. That's going to bump Nick Okia up 2 spots to 12th. Josh Stiles going to roll off in 13th. Hoot Baker's going to roll off in 14th. And that's going to put Keita and Doug Thompson in 15th and 16th, respectively. 70 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. Competition cautions for segment 1 going to end at lap 15. And segment 2 going to end after lap 30.
Absolutely. As the field starts rolling now behind the Porsche pace car, Alex Vicelio going to lead them away. Carl Gilbert very slow off the line there, but doesn't really want to be too close to his nearest competitors anyway as they fly off towards the top of the hill here. And we've got Doug Thompson in trouble. No, Thompson
electing to start to the tail end of the field.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, double file around here isn't going to really work, so they're going to have to be single file for a good portion of this track, right?
They're going to have to be basically single file until they come out of the hairpin by pit lane, getting ready to take the green. Then they can form up, because you definitely don't want to be trying to go through the S's side by side. It generally doesn't work, even if you're only doing 65 miles an hour instead of the normal 130-ish.
Yeah, we've got a nice dynamic cam there of the drivers as they make their way through this this hill section down towards the drag strip, as you see them being led by that Porsche pace car.
Now that drop that you saw as they were starting to make the initial left-hand turn, that is very deceiving because you're coming over a crest and the car tends to get a little skatey on you, and if you don't have the car woed enough before you get there, you're eating tire barrier.
Yeah, and I want to point out that after you get to the S's, that right-hander before you get to the hairpin always catches drivers out as well, so make sure you check out that one. That is going to be an interesting corner to pay attention to here as well, Tony.
This track has a lot of them. That first 4 corners, we say that they're uphill. There's some off-camber stuff going up through there, and we'll talk about it more as we see what happens here. As the field making its way through the S's right now, they're going to start to form up 2 by 2 as they get to the hairpin just on the backside of the timing and staging area for the drag strip. Pace car is in. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, time to pop a Viagra. We're about to get it on in Sonoma.
Yeah, we're still on the dynamic cam here as they go through the hairpin. A bit of bumping and banging going on as Vicelio backs up the field there, going towards the final corner. Just gone and get them all sorted out before we go. Green flag is in the air as we fly up towards turn 1 here. We're still on this dynamic cam, and we're going to see how everybody makes it through these corners right now as they come flying up the hill. And who's going
through 1, through 2, and we're about to get to that first off-camber corner as right there, the little kink leading into what is 3 and 4. That little, and when you crest 4, it's it's over a hill. So you've got to make sure you got this thing pointed straight and you're up on the wheel at all times. It's going to be fun to see what happens when the tires start to wear off on these things, Sammy.
Absolutely, as we're seeing Vicelio and Arthur start to pull away here. Joe Morganti seems to be holding up a few drivers here tonight. One driver to watch it tonight will be Sam Vanguard, and he was absolutely on it as Vanguard gets loose coming onto the drag strip. That's going to give advantage there to Byron Rodney as they come towards this long right-hander. Byron Rodney has the inside line, kind of hesitant to take the position away, but still right there anyway as they come out of the right-hander down towards the end. It's Rodney getting a bit loose there as they come down the hill and down towards the end of this first lap. As I'm going to change the thing right there. So a bit of a scary moment there for the 53 and for the 75 in the first lap.
Well, these guys are still on relatively cold tires, so yeah, any little bit of dust, and this track does get very sandy offline. And we talk about marbles with the oval tracks. No, that's sand.
Yeah. So Alex Vicelio going to lead them across the line there, get that first lap led, that bonus point all important here as the season progresses. Mark Arthur in second, Joe Morganti comfortably in third, Kyle Gilbert in fourth, fifth is Sam Baumgart, and sixth is Byron Rodney, seventh is Dalton Kilrow, and all over the back of him is Kevin Pasquich. Looking, we know what he's like. He's very patient, but he won't be patient for too long.
No, he won't. And AP has turned so many laps at this track. This is actually one of his favorite road courses to drive because of the challenge of it. And you can really see as these guys come through that middle S section that leads to the drag strip. You've really got to be up on the wheel at all times.
Problems for Byron Rodney. Sorry, Tony. Having a bit of a spin there on that downhill section. You did mention that. And that is caught his first driver out here tonight, and that is unfortunately Byron Rodney.
And Byron has gotten that all wrong all night. Troubles have just plagued him all through the hot lap session. Byron had our first, thank God this is a simulator moment during the hot lap session, he rolled that car more times than an airplane at an air show.
That's not easy to do.
No.
So back to the front of the field here is Mark Arthur just starting to fall behind slightly. Oh, it's Morganti losing, coming out of the hairpin. Big crash there for Morganti. A big incident there. He didn't hit anything, didn't look like.
It didn't, but that's definitely a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment. Joins right in front of Grumpy Bunts. I dare say that Morganti's either going to get a pass through or at least a huge slowdown for what just happened.
Now has James Bunts right behind him. He's rejoined. It's still in the top 10. It's still in P7, but that was, like I said, a very scary moment for the 053 of Joe Morganti. Still doesn't look comfortable with that car as he comes down the hill there towards the S's.
Well, the thing is, it's very difficult to get a car comfortable here at Sears Point, Sonoma, whatever you want to call it. Because there's so much elevation change, there's so many off-camber corners. The only thing you can do is kind of get the car as neutral as you can and hope for the best.
Josh Stiles having a big moment there, coming down the hill and noses it into the tile, into the wall. Actually, that is a proper concrete wall right there. A bit of damage for himself. He does get going once again. That firelight number 89. And he does. Oh, big incident there into the tire wall. Josh Stiles having a tough time early on.
Well, Stiles one of those ones that just couldn't get it right during qualifying either. Probably not happy with what he was putting up in the hot lap session, only posting a couple of laps in practice, and his best was a 141 when, when you're over 5 seconds off the pace compared to what the front runners are running during the practice session, that it tends to be frustrating, and this track will really bring out the frustration level if you let it.
Yeah, more problems for Joe Morganti. He's lost it on the start-finish straight here, and more anger there in that 53. We're just going to take a quick look at something that happened to Hoot Baker. He kind of lost it on that left-hander that you mentioned before the start of the race, and he's been parked on that hill for quite a long time now. Not sure why.
Because Hokies?
Yeah.
Get your hate mail coming, folks. It's Tony Trapasso, Weedsport, New York, P.O. Box OICU 812.
So a bit of a battle brewing there between Kyle Gilbert and Sam Baumgarten. This is a very interesting battle. Both of them very capable on road courses. Baumgarten very much the fastest driver in hot lap practice, but not finding it very easy to get around the 227 right now.
And that's the thing. Kyle Gilbert's one of those guys that if he has to, he'll make a 4.5 foot wide car 26 feet wide if he needs to.
Oh, a bit of a wiggle there coming through that right-hander down towards the hairpin. And, Baumgarten really having to step on the brakes there to stop himself from running over the 227 as them both look like they're struggling on tyres already as they come out of the left-hand kink across the line towards this uphill section. Not really having so much of a battle right now. Kevin Pasquich, however, sitting pretty in the top 5 now. He's ahead of Dalton Kilrow. Finally got around him. Kilrow back in P6. There is James Bunts and Byron Rodney recovering back to P8 as well. And he's almost right on the tail of the 22 already.
Yeah, and Bunts arguably, has admitted in the past he's not a road course ringer. This is Byron's former home track.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons Byron wanted to drive this race. He grew up just mere minutes from this facility.
Yeah, James Bunts, obviously a very strong member of the Team ESPN Endurance team. He has run a few races with us. I think the last race he ran with us was Road Atlanta when we did the Petit Le Mans, and he did pretty well there. He felt pretty guilty for his performance there, but can't really fault him. It was his first ever endurance race, and I think he joined us for Daytona as well, which I believe he thoroughly enjoyed.
Daytona with a good group of guys is a fun race.
Yeah. And his team finished on the podium as well, so what more can you say?
And the Boston and Tex Perry getting a little unhappy with some of the other drivers as Eric Cartman would say, "Listen to my authority." As he announced what the segment lengths were going to be. I thought it was supposed to be 20 and 40. No, he said it was 15 and 30.
Yeah, I've got a good idea who that might be is complaining as Tex Perry comes across the line. Just ahead of Nick Okie and Joe Morganti is trying to recover that thing. It doesn't look like he got too much damage from that spin on the start-finish straight as we've got more problems for Josh Stiles here. He's not a happy bunny in that 89, and Hoot Baker, he is out of the session now.
And in the booth.
Oh, is he? Hi, Hoot.
Hey, man.
Were you having a picnic on that hill or something? Because you were parked there for quite a while.
I come around there and lost it. It hit me up that hill, and I hit my head, and they said I can't drive no more.
That would allude to that you could drive prior to hitting your head?
I feel wobbly.
You were wobbly before you hit your head, bud.
Anyway, back to the racing. I've just noticed that Sam Vanguard has got around Carl Gilbert and now starting to chase after the man he's battling with for the regular season championship. That's Mark Arthur. So expect a decent battle between the 12 and the 53 very soon, provided that Baumgarten can get up to him, because Arthur's been very fast so far. But the fastest driver of all has been this man in the 00. Didn't really show much pace in the pre-race practice, but really putting down the laps that he needs to in this race setting now.
Didn't put down a ton of laps, but put down some damn fast ones. Alex Vicelio, the rookie, really starting to stretch his legs, as I'm thinking problems are starting to rear their head in the PH Aware number 7, as Kevin Paskowicz has been passed by Dalton Kilrow and Mr. Grumpy Bunts.
I'm not seeing any damage on the car. I wonder if he's had a spin somewhere, because he was starting to pull away from both of them at one point. So it is very easy to lose the back end of the car around here. We've even seen that from our front runners here tonight. Mark Arthur and Sam Baumgarten both getting loose in the early running of this race. So it can happen to anybody, so no surprise there. As we're seeing Dalton Kilrow there, just in a little battle there with James Bunts. Bunts, we mentioned that, has been on the Team ESPN endurance team lately, and I gotta think we got to take credit for that, because his road racing has improved impeccably since he's joined that team.
Oh, very much so. The other thing too is he's not as grumpy since he's been road racing.
Yeah, he runs the official Porsche GT3 series on iRacing, and he does find a lot of satisfaction. He does have a lot of fun in those cars, so he's really cutting his teeth. Probably driving one of the most difficult cars on the service. Would you agree?
I don't own the car.
Well, I'll
but
say
I have heard that car on track, and that car gives me a headache every time I'm near it.
Oh no, that's the GTE one. The GT3 one doesn't sound as bad.
It sounds like a bumblebee on crack.
Yeah, the GT3 Porsche is bad. It's even worse. And I thought the Ford GT sounded bad when that came out.
Well, it does.
Yeah. And we ran that at Sebring this past February.
On purpose?
Yeah. We decided to ditch Ruby and went with a flipping Ford GT instead. So.
Well, I can understand that, because the Daytona prototypes are not the easiest cars to get around that bumpy track at Sebring.
Yeah, and we have most of the members of our of Team ESPN have a distinct hatred for BMWs as well, so we definitely weren't going to run that.
Well, it kind of goes back to the old saying, do you know the difference between a BMW and a porcupine?
There isn't a difference.
All the pricks are on the outside of a porcupine.
Ah!
See what I did there.
I saw what you did
Again,
there.
that's Torch Paso, Weedsport, New York, Field Box OU812.
So we're about to click over to lap 10. We're just about gone on to lap 9 actually of this 70-lap race. We've got about 7 laps left before we go to our first competition caution of the night. This race slowly ticking on by. Not really any battles to speak of right now, apart from the one between, well, it was a battle, it's not really anymore, between Paskowicz and Rodney. Everybody's just completely spread out right now. There's not really any battles, unless you consider the one between Tex Perry and Nick Oakey a battle.
It's not really a battle yet. They're not close enough for me to really call that a battle.
Doug Thompson having a bit of a struggle there in that Friday the 13th, number 13. I see what you did there, Doug. Brian Keeter having a bit of a struggle as well. He's running last on track right now in that number 66 NVIDIA machine. But let's go back to Kevin Paskowicz there, just running onto the drag strip there as he's trying to close down James Bunts, but Bunts starting to pull away with Dalton Kilrow. Byron Rodney's still right there as well. And they're pretty comfortably ahead of Alec Caron. Alec Caron running the Napa paint scheme. I believe that's paying homage to Chase Elliott, I'm guessing. I don't know. But definitely not.
Actually, no. That's paying homage to a team that a good friend of ours works for, Sam.
Our Motorsport? No.
No. The other good friend of ours.
Andretti? I know who you're talking about, and Chris Bouchard. Yeah, but Chris Bouchard's team do run those colours in that.
That is actually the paint scheme that Derek Kraus, your 2019 K&N Pro Series West champion, ran.
Yeah, and I believe it was in a Monte Carlo as well, wasn't it? Oh no, it was in a SS. What am I saying? We've got problems for Joe Morganti again. It's not going to show me, is it? No, we're just going to show Brian Keita spinning. The exact same spot where Hoot spun out.
Tim, I'll be right back.
Okay. So lap 10 and 17, we're just coming through the S's for our leader, Alex Vicelio, really pulling away from Mark Arthur now, who's in second. Sam Baumgarten still in third, very comfortably ahead of Kyle Gilbert now, who has Dalton Kilrow starting to close in on them as Josh Stiles. It looks like he might be having a few issues as well as Kyle Gilbert coming through the S's. We'll go back to him, and there is Kilrow, and there is Bunts right behind him. Byron Rodney has got around Kevin Pasquich, who's starting to fade back ever so slightly. There is Rodney starting to close in on Bunts as they come through the right-hander down towards the hairpin. As we are 5 laps to go now before the end of the first stage here at Sonoma in the desert hills of California. Both Rodney, as Pasquich goes around in the background on the hairpin, and he's not going to be happy with that one there. Let's take a look and see. Why are you going back to Brian Keita? That's just silly. Is it going to show us what happened here? No, it's not. So Pasquich losing ground there on Rodney and letting Alec Caron get up to the back of him now. So Caron starting to close in on the 7. Rodney, though, is right on the tail of James Bunts here as they come down the hill, down towards the drag strip. And they are still catching Dalton Kilrow here. Oh, Dalton Kilrow actually starting to pull away. We're actually catching Kyle Gilbert. There is Gilbert in that 227, making his way towards the right-hander before he heads on to the S's. Down onto the S's he goes now. See how he fares. As Byron Rodney gets around James Bunts, and Bunts having a few issues here. And will it let us take a look? Nope, it's still going to show us Alec Caron. I don't understand this. So Bunts having a few issues here. That's backed him up into Kevin Pasquich again. But let's focus on Rodney. He's starting to close in on Dalton Kilrow, and Pasquich makes it into pit road there. Doesn't look like his tyres have might have given up the ghost here. It might have a puncture here. His car does not look at all comfortable. As he comes through the left-hander in pit road towards his pit box. Tex Perry in a few issues there. Oh dear, big issues for Tex Perry. As he lost it coming off the hairpin, I believe. As Pasquich going to get 4 fresh tyres and some fuel there as Tex Perry does go around him. Pass switch down and away as he comes out of pit road. Won't have any problems with anybody trying to get around him. He's way ahead of Doug Thompson right now. As we go back to Byron Rodney there, still trailing down Dalton Kilrow for that spot in the top 5. But it takes a bit too much curve there on that second right-hander towards the S's. Comes down the hill though. And no problems there for the 75 as he makes his way around there. Oh, Rodney having a few problems there coming out of the hairpin. As he comes down towards the line. And Alec Karen having a few issues there. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. He now has Joe Morganti right on his tail. Let's see what happened to him. It was right on the back of James Bunts there. Bunts very slow there on those older tyres. Bunts trying. Are we going to see contact between the two? No? Oh no, we're going to see Karen just struggling on those old tyres. I'm guessing those old tyres really hurt him and he might lose it somewhere around here because Morganti was right on his tail. Josh Stiles has another incident. We'll go to that in a moment.
Man, you're getting ready to see your first driver get lapped here, man. That's what happens when you don't boogity, boogity, boogity.
Absolutely. And that's Brian Keeter. We're seeing Josh Stiles having more issues there on the hairpin. And, yeah, we're going to see the first driver get lapped here. That is Brian Keeter. And obviously Keeter and Vicelio are teammates, so he's not going to get in the way too much there. And Vicelio goes by with relative ease there.
You know, a lot of what happens on a lot of these tracks, if you drive slower than the guy coming up behind you, you get past.
Absolutely. Mark Arthur will be the next driver to get around him as we've got problems there for someone. Doug Thompson in pit road now, is he? No, he's not. Oh, we've got problems for Josh Stiles though. Stiles in pit road here. Let's see if we can find out what happened to him. Oh, no. Okay. So we're going to go back to Byron Rodney instead. Rodney having an impressive run here. He's he had that spin on the second lap, but is really coming back strong here. Looking at the top 5 if he gets around Dalton Kilrow.
Well, man, that's what you got to do when you're racing, man. You got to turn it right, you got to hit the gas right, and then try not to run off the course, and that way you can finish the race.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tony's back yet, but, you know. Might be dealing with some family matters as we are clicking over to lap 15 now. Alex Vicelio just coming down towards the hairpin. Kills a couple of cones on the way into the hairpin nicely as I hear that noise, and that means Tony Trapasso is back in the booth again.
I am, and I just want to say I have the most awesome fiance on the planet.
What she made you this time?
She didn't make them for me, but she got her hands on 2 sausage sandwiches for me.
Sausage sandwiches?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. With ketchup? No?
Peppers and onions.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, a proper British sausage sandwich has got to have ketchup on it. Or brown sauce.
No. You were right the first time, but I'm not going to complain because she brought me food, period.
Fair enough. Incidents there for Josh Stiles. Stiles is still in pit road, receiving some repairs here as we're on the last lap before the caution comes out here, Tony. 15 laps. It's taken us a while to get to this 15th lap.
It has taken, let's see. I got to do some high-powered gazentas. About 25 minutes.
Yep, so Buchelia makes his way down on the S's now, so he will claim the first 10 points of the night for the stage. One position that's being contested right now is for that last spot in the top 5 between Byron, Rodney and Dalton Kilrow, but Rodney not going to get many positions away if he keeps going on the dirt like that.
Yeah, Byron, there's more traction on the gray part of the track than there is on the yellow part of the track.
Yeah, and that yellow part is mainly comprised of sand, so, you know.
I rest my case. But yeah, these guys are really getting after it, coming through the S's. Looks like Byron's going to just kind of back off a little bit. And, oh, Kilrow! There's a moment.
Yeah, that's let Byron Rodney through on the inside into the hairpin, going to dive it down there, and this is the last spot, and Byron Rodney, the caution does come out, so Byron Rodney will be credited with that top 5 when they cross the line. Oh no. Wait, why is he giving the spot back?
That, my friends, is what a gentleman driver does when they're not running for points.
Yeah, but the caution's already out. He's got to take that spot back eventually. I don't know. We've had problems.
Oh, okay. Apparently it was timing and scoring telling Byron to let Dalton by.
I'm guessing the caution must have come out just as he made the pass.
Mm-hmm.
As Kilrow gets it all wrong on that downhill section there, just after the right-hander. So first caution of the night is in effect right now as... well, guys, it's been an interesting first 15 laps. What do you make of it so far?
Well, for a while there, this field was more strung out than Courtney Love at... no, I can't go there.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
We just got monetized, sorry.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain will come back to haunt you. Anyway.
I'm just going to say they had a good run so far. Now, what you're going to see is what most people want to do is when you go in the pits, that's when you take time to get tires and gas.
Only problem is they haven't caught the pace car yet, so that's going to be a while.
And if you're really crazy, you go in and take some repairs.
That's Hoot Baker, ladies and gentlemen, the John Madden of NASCAR.
I'm doing my wall trip tonight. Oh, yeah, Madden works too. But anyway, just throwing a little wrench in there.
I mean, Darrell Waltrip pretty much was the Madden of NASCAR, wasn't he?
There
Pretty
to
much.
the end. I used to just love watching him sitting next to Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon would just sit there and kind of look at him. And God knows everybody loves Darrell, but yeah, he's mad. So,
I remember one of my first ever races as a crew member. We were at, it was my first season with Morgan Shepherd. We were at Pocono, and the ARCA cars were there with us. And ARCA was doing their qualifying stuff, and you heard clunk. And both of us kind of like turned and looked. And all of a sudden you hear screech, thud. DW looks down at me, because he's a tall dude. Looks down at me and goes, "That was a hard hit." And I'm thinking to myself, no shit. But, yeah, yeah. I mean, call it, I'm not meaning to speak ill of the dead, but, you know, there's a reason Pat Summerall was drunk most of the time.
So, first caution, yeah, we're on lap 17 of 70 here, and we're going to see the drivers. They should be taking a pit side this time, and they have caught the pace car. So, it's going to be interesting to see how these pit stops fare. We have seen a couple of pit stops take place while you were away, Tony. Kevin Paskowitz bringing it pit side, as did, I believe, Doug Thompson brought it to pit road as well. So, Paskowitz kind of punishing those tires early on.
Well, in his defense, he's used to driving much heavier, blocky vehicles. that have fenders on them. You know, those things with those giant trunk areas. What are they? Pickup trucks. So, you know, you put him in a lightweight ARCA car like this, and he's going to feel like Superman for the first 5 laps, and then realize, oh crap, I just burned all the goodie off my tires.
Putting my serious hat back on here for a second there. The drivers working saying that they don't know if it's the tire model or what, but the car didn't feel like it was sticking to the track like they thought it should be. So everybody's a little ass loose.
Hey, please tell me I didn't just hear the in-sim chatter say what I think it just said.
Actually, I've got it. No, I'm watching it. So I've got it turned down.
They're 1 to green, and Brian Keita is pissed that he didn't get his lucky dog or wave around.
Oh, we just had someone have a big wreck there in the background. Is that Kevin Pasquich? Please don't say that's Kevin Pasquich.
I won't, but
It was.
It was. No, it was the 85.
Oh, what?
Tex Perry.
Wow. That's not going to show me. It's not going to show me.
Hold on, I'll go look. Actually, it was Tex and Kevin. They caught the oh God. On pit road, there's a jut out for where they let the Indy cars pit in.
Yeah.
Yeah. KP and Tex both just caught a nose full of concrete.
Ouch.
Now reference that wave around. I'm not exactly sure on this track exactly how it works, but I'm not sure that he could get that wave around at that point that he thought he was going to get it. Because they were just coming, they had just started entering the pits when he stayed out, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. Usually iRacing takes care of that itself.
And for some reason it's gone from lap 18 back down to lap 16, so is there something I don't know here? Pasquich and Tex Perry out having a few issues here. They've crashed again. Oh, Hoot losing the back end of the car.
So they're holding off for
wow.
a lap.
And this is why you don't do full course cautions on a road course.
Yeah.
Facts.
So everybody is seeing that. Alex Vicelio is going to be leading them back to the green. Lights are off on the pace car, but there's only 5 cars behind the pace car right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights are back on the pace car.
The rest of them are struggling to catch said pace car.
Yeah, so he's delayed it 1 lap at least. It just gets a little difficult. Texas trying to let everybody have fun of me. Make it competitive, but like you said, sometimes the rules just work different on road courses, so it's a little hard to figure out.
Well, the thing is too, you know, the drivers are having a difficult time just catching the pace car on their own.
That is correct. That pace car is moving along. I don't want to say how fast it's going, but he's got to do it at least what, 45?
65.
Yeah, he's moving.
Paul Cromroy, you didn't need to do that, dude. $20 donation from Paul Cromroy.
Nice.
Cheers, dude. We really appreciate that, man.
So just send it this way. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks, PK. We really appreciate that, man. I don't know what to say about that now.
Paul Crumright, another guy that we really need to get up to speed on endurance racing.
Yeah, we're going to get some practice in this week. Get the setup nailed down. I've received a couple of other setups from other drivers regarding that. As Byron, Rodney, and James Bunts are going to bring a pit side this time.
Oh, it's still on the pace car. You might just as well start playing the fuel strategy. Oh, Jesus.
Now, what you're going to see when they do go green, you're going to see all the cars are going to try to get in front of the car in front of them.
We just want to go back to green, please. Please, iRacing gods, let us go back to green.
You know, if this keeps up the way that they're going to take the green flag on lap 60.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or 30.
Alec Karen has a bit of an incident as well, so I don't know what's going on anymore. As Nick Okier, Kevin Pasquich, and Brian Keith are just coming out of pit road.
And Tex Perry just confirming this will be the last time there will be a segment end on a road course.
So the rest of the race we're going green, right? I'm hoping so.
I don't know.
I hope so.
No, I think he's going to leave it like it's this way. He's just saying in the future.
If only we had a roving reporter that could jump down and ask.
Yeah, who?
I don't even. I just turn it back on. I don't even want to get in that conversation down there, dude.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So while Tony's finding out what's going on, the pace car lights are off, and we're getting most of the field gathered up once again. We've only got one driver on track that's a lap down. That is Brian Keith. Josh Stiles is still in pit road with the engine off. So not really sure.
We will be continuing with the next stage, and we'll be on lap 30. This is the last event, though, that they will purposely throw a caution.
Oh, please. Just do it tonight, please. Start it tonight. So anyway, we're about to go back to green. Looks like we're going back to green in single file, so this is going to make things interesting. As pace car peels off, Alex Vicelio. Wow, what is going on here? Mark Arthur, Sam Baumgarten, Dalton Kilrow, Doug Thompson, Joe McGunty, Alec Karen, and Byron Rodney all going to bring a pit side, as well as Kevin Pasquich. James Bunts is in.
Remember that whole thing I told you about pit strategy?
Yeah.
And fuel strategy? You're watching it.
Wow.
Because everybody just hung Alex Vicelio and Kyle Gilbert out to dry.
And Tex Perry, because he's just gone around, as well as Nick Okier. So this is...
That was Sam that mispronounced it, Nick, not me.
Nick Okier.
That was Okia. Good day, and welcome to the Great North.
What happens when you go into pits like that is those cars in front of you didn't pit, they get further out in front of you.
Yeah, so Mark Arthur winning the race off pit road. Dalton Kilrow.
John, glug, glug, glug.
The Dalton Kilrow behind him, though. Sam Baumgarten, Kevin Pasquich. Byron Rodney, the biggest loser out of that one. He's off the track. Big incident there for Byron Rodney. Not going to be happy with that one.
Well, I mean, you know, when you haven't driven these cars in a little bit of time, compost happens.
Yeah. So, Alex Vicelio is on track right now. He's your leader. He's got Kyle Gilbert right behind him. Gilbert, we've seen before, very capable on road courses. He's going to be alongside Vicelio as they come out of the hairpin. This is your race for the lead here. As they come through the kink there to finish off the lap. Gilbert gets sideways but holds on to it. He's still right there alongside him as they go up the hill. Vicelio able to hold on for now, but how long before Gilbert can... make another attempt like that, because that was close.
Well, give that lap to Gilbert, 31 1,000ths of a second at the stripe, and you're absolutely right, Sam. And thank you for the boys in the truck for putting that one up. Smart asses.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Kyle during the practice there. He made a couple adjustments. He's not entirely satisfied with the setup, but you get what you get.
And he's already losing some ground on Vicelio as they come out of the left-hander onto the drag strip, up the hill towards the right-hander. Got a substantial gap over the field behind them, but remember, from Mark Arthur backwards, as we've got Byron Rodney in pit road again.
Yeah, it looks like we got a couple down there.
Oh, Pasquich into the wall hard. He's lost the wheel. And that might be
That's
his race.
his second one. I think his night is over.
Yeah, we're going to go back and see what happened here, if it'll let me. No, it's not going to let me. Yeah, Pasquich has called it a night, it looks like. Well, not quite yet, but you know. Carl Gilbert in pit road. He's decided enough is enough on his tyres. He wants to join the same strategy as the others as he brings it pit side. Tex Perry going to come through the hairpin now, and he will take over second place along with Nick Okier. And Pasquich is back out on track. No, Pasquich is out of the race.
What happened with Pasquich? Pasquich just put it on the hauler.
Yeah.
He was coming up that uphill section, and like I said, that second rise catches you off camber, and KP forgot.
Yeah, Carl Gilbert losing a ton of spots through this pit stop. He's just down and away now. Alec Karen has just gone around him, and James Bunts is going to rejoin right next to him, and he will stay ahead of Gilbert, but for how long we don't know. Byron Rodney is back out on track again, but really struggling now. He was really up there. He almost got a top 5 in that first stage, but unfortunately got caught out by that yellow flag and had to give up the spot again. But and really the wheels are falling off that 75 right now.
Well, I wouldn't say the wheels have fallen off, because the wheels on the truck go round and round, but definitely not the run he was hoping for when this night started.
Absolutely. So he's come out just ahead of Mark Arthur. He's behind. That's Nick Okier right there. Tex Perry, despite all the issues he's been through, is in second place. Alex Vicelio out to a huge lead now, but how long before he has to bring a pit side? I don't think I think he can make it to the end of the stage, but
you know, that's an excellent question, and I don't know.
Well, he's got 11 laps before the end of stage 2, so we'll find out soon enough. But Tex Perry in second place, he can make it to the end. Same for Nick Okier, but Okier's struggling more than the other drivers, and he's going to have Mark Arthur breathing down his neck. But Mark Arthur has a couple of lap cars to negotiate his way by before he can get to Nick Okier.
Yeah, one of them is going to be the 6. Oh, there goes one of them. That's Brian Keita in the 66 getting it all wrong. And that's that off camber crest that I was telling you about. You got to be up on the wheel and know it's coming, or else it's going to catch you out like it all day.
Gilbert's had an incident as well, trying to make his way back up from the field. He's had an incident, I believe, trying to catch up to Alec Karen, and unfortunately he is on the back foot again. As Brian Keita still, Brian Keita is back up and running again, but very much struggling now. Is Tex Perry now in pit road, as well as Alex Vicelio? No, Tex Perry is in pit road, but has he towed it?
I don't know. Let me go look. Looks like he has.
The Tex Perry. Oh dear.
Oh, he got it all wrong coming into that that S section that leads to the drag strip, and just got her parked. I'm thinking Texas is going to call it a night, and just admin from here to make sure that we have this race done as expeditiously as possible, shall we say?
Yeah, let's go with that. As Mark Arthur and Sam Baumgarten, actually, I will say, as they are in a nice battle there for second place. They're just behind Byron and Rodney. And Rodney starting to get away from these guys on those fresher tyres. So, got to expect Byron and Rodney to try and catch the leader, but it's going to be damn near impossible at this point. As Vicelio is already on the S's, and the second and third place cars are only just coming off the drag strip. Oh, big moment for Arthur there through the right-hander. And that's going to let Sam Baumgarten get alongside him, and Baumgarten up to second place. A very uncharacteristic mistake there by Mark Arthur there, Tony.
Absolutely, but his teammate giving him plenty of room, making sure that he didn't finish the job for him. A lot of respect, between these guys, but because they are teammates.
Yeah.
As Arthur throws it to the inside, coming into the hairpin, gives Baumgarten just enough room, kills a cone, and just like that, Mark Arthur back up into the P2.
Yeah, Baumgarten down to third again, capitalised on a mistake by Mark Arthur, but Arthur able to get that position back just as quickly as Byron Rodney has scampered off into the distance, so he won't have any trouble from those guys. Nick Okier is back in P4, and he's under pressure from Dalton Kilrow now. And Kilrow not really putting any pressure on anybody here tonight. He's just riding around the track and see what he can get, as Doug Thompson having a bit of an issue there through the hairpin. He's having a tough night tonight. Joe Morganti back up to P6 now and having a good time.
I was getting ready to say, you got Morganti and Grumpy there, and of course Powell's catching up to him now, but they're having solid runs, mid-pack, but they're not far back. They're just doing constant, nice driving.
And that's really all you can hope for coming to a place like this, especially if you don't do a lot of road course racing, which if I'm not mistaken, Dalton Kilrow doesn't do a lot of road. Oh, Kyle Gilbert getting it all wrong.
And he does, and he gets back on track pretty easily, but he's going to be under pressure from Alec Karen again now, as Karen going to have the speed coming up the hill towards the right-hander, but Gilbert able to hold on for now. Just looks like Gilbert ran a bit wide. No harm, no foul for the 227.
Well, the question is, going through the sand, how badly did he sandpaper a flat spot into those Goodyear Eagles?
Does look a bit squirrely coming through the S's.
A little bit. But getting back to what I was talking about, Dalton Kilrow, admittedly not a road course ringer like some of these other guys are. The best thing you can hope for coming to a track like this is just, stay as competitive as you can. Just try to get out of here with a car that you can still drive back onto the hauler under its own power. That's about all you can hope for.
Absolutely, as Kilrow has actually dispatched Nick Okier, so Okier looks like he's struggling in the 9. He's being caught by Joe Morganti now. Morganti looking for a top 5 here after everything he's been through tonight. He's been through quite a lot himself in that 053. Let's go back to your leader though, Alex Vicelio. There's only 8 more laps now to make it to the end of the stage, and he's coming to the S's right now, and we'll have a big advantage over Mark Arthur as Byron Rodney having more issues there, going through the right-hander. He is being caught by Mark Arthur now, as Byron Rodney has got a lot of time to make up to Doug Thompson, who I believe is he's on the first part of the track, and Byron Rodney's still on the ending part of the track, as this race getting very strung out right now.
Helps if I turn my mic on, doesn't it? Sorry about that, Sam.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, this field, and that's kind of what we expect when we come to a place like this. Is, you know, there's different skill levels as far as road course racing goes, and you know, you expect the field to get strung out. It happens in just about every form of motorsport there is. You know, when you come to a track like Sonoma, the field's going to get strung out between the haves and the have-nots pretty quick.
Yeah, just looking at James Bunts there, he's actually starting to reel in Joe Morganti as well. So Bunty starting to feel that car underneath him, getting a good run out of it now in that 22. We haven't seen him go skywards yet, so I suppose that's to come yet. Get your hate mail coming.
And Mark's to the front. Or is it?
No, it's not. It's second. He does have Vanguard not too far behind him, though. As,
I was looking at the lap pass there.
yeah, that was Byron Rodney who's just put a lap on. As Morganti in a battle there with Nick Okier, and Okier able to hold on. Let's focus on this battle right now. This one's getting a bit spicy between the 9 and the 053. Soon to be the 22 if he can catch up. So this one looking a bit tasty right now, as there is Okier, there is Bunts. Morganti, the piggy in the middle, as they say. As they come down...
You got a purty mouth.
You got a purty mouth.
Drive faster, I hear banjos.
Deliverance, it's a movie, don't demonetize us. Although, just by mentioning that movie, we probably would demonetize us.
Well, it's not like we mentioned some of the things that we were talking about the other day in the smoking pavilion where I currently live. Did you know that Android phones from a certain manufacturer have, shall we say, a voice-activated feature that allows you to talk to your phone and the phone will talk back? And I'm not going to mention the name of the other cell phone manufacturer out there that kind of pioneered the use of that, because I don't want to get sued.
Morganti off! Sorry, Tony. Big off for Morganti, and he's lost spots to both James Bunts and Carl Gilbert, falling down to P8. He just locked up the brakes going into that left-hander, and that calamity corner again, catching another driver out there, Tony.
Yeah, that's definitely, you know, a corner to keep an eye on. You kind of have to have your head on a swivel all night long and coming through that corner, because you never know when you crest the little rise what's going to be waiting for you on the other side.
And luckily he was able to get away from it unscathed. But like you said, that sandpaper, well, that's, with that sand on the side of the track, how much of a bold spot will he have got from those tyres? Same difference with Kyle Gilbert. Gilbert looks like he's sitting to me. Sorry.
I was going to say absolutely, and we did see on the other one of the other broadcasts, especially with the open wheel stuff, you can see where the flat spots start to show up. It's kind of more difficult to see here with the full fender stuff.
Yeah, no, we're referring to Wednesday's race with the Indy cars. Obviously, with it being an open wheel series, you can see where the tyres are flat spotting. But we've got a nice battle shaping up here at the moment here, Tony. We've got Nick Okier, James Bunts, Carl Gilbert, and John McGonty not too far back either. We've got a four-car battle brewing for that last spot in the top 5 right now. It's looking like it's getting pretty interesting. There's 5 laps to go before the end of the stage.
Big question you have. Brian Keita so far tonight has hit everything except the flag stand and the pace car. Is he going to play a part in settling out how this little battle turns out?
Well, he has got a teammate in Joe Morganti on the tail end of that, very far tail end of that pack, so maybe, but at the end of the day, Brian Keita is another driver that's will tell you he's not a road course racer, and you can see that by the way he's driving tonight. But Will he play a part? Maybe. He might try and back those guys up into Joe Morganti, but we'll find out here in a few corners' time.
As Kyle Gilbert struggling coming through the double apex, getting it all sorts of sideways, as Grumpy trying to figure out a way to get by Okia, just bombs it in there, and there's contact.
And Dalton Kilrow having a few problems in front of them as well. He got it all wrong in the hairpin as we got it all stacked up in the hairpin, and the biggest winner out of that one is Kyle Gilbert, and John Morganti sneaking past Okia and Bunts as well. So out of all that, Gilbert is your winner and gets that last spot in the top 5. He's going to have John Morganti about a second or two behind Okia. Oh, and these two still not finished with each other. Okia and Bunts.
I don't believe there's any malice in that one. It's just, Grumpy just sailed it in there and just ran out of talent. Sorry, Grump.
Yeah. As okay, holding on to P8, what is now P8 on the track right now. I've noticed Mark Arthur has taken quite considerable time out of Alex Vicelio's lead. The lead now is down to 12 seconds between the 00 and the 12. So Arthur now has realised that the stage is nearly over. He needs to put his foot down.
Well, I'm also thinking that Buchelia realized that the stage is almost over, and he's kind of, taking his foot off the throat of the lion.
I was watching the lap times the last 5 laps or so, and there are times when Buchelia slows it down, runs about a 143, and Baumgarten and Arthur are running about a 141, and then it kind of switches back and forth. So no real gaining or losing there, but they're all playing around with that time a little bit.
Yep, as we're looking at Mark Arthur there, just powering his way up the hill with Baumgarten right behind him. As that is still Byron Rodney behind them. You can see right there, he's still making his way around the track. Still 1 lap down. He'll probably get that lap back once we come to the caution once again. So he'll be back on a level playing field once again. But only 12 drivers left on track out of the 16 that started. I mean, I would say it's an attrition-based race, but only 4 retirements so far. It's not really showing that much.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks that you come to. Is like, okay, you don't put the over-under on number of cautions, you put the over-under on number of retirements. Because this track will wear you out, plain and simple.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of wine country in sunny Southern California, and let's take a look at the weather right now, Sam. I mean, this is a relatively cool day for Southern California. Only 71 degree ambient air temperature, track temperature up to 96. This is cold for this track.
Yeah, you can see that it's going to be pretty cool. It's pretty overcast out there compared to what it's normally like. I mean, it's usually clear skies in sunny California, but not at the moment. We've got a bit of a cloud cover, so that's probably what's contributing to the cool temperatures out there. I do have on my weather graphic that we do have a 30% chance of rain. And that is another rare thing in California. And on iRacing.
Well, that's not really percent chance of rain.
That's relative humidity.
It's how much water is in the air.
Yeah.
So for every 100 parts of oxygen, you have 30 parts water.
Yeah. 2 laps to go before the end of the stage. Alex Vicelio is still out to a decent enough lead, but he is being caught by Mark Arthur. The gap now down to 8 seconds between the 00 and the 12. He's just got to hold on for 2 more laps, and he will have 2 parts of the Triple Crown in his back pocket. He's really looking good out there. We thought he might not be able to make it to the end of the stage, given he kills another cone. as he did stay out while everybody else pitted. But he's looking odds on here for another stage win here as he comes out of the hairpin through the left-hand kink and towards the line. White flag flies for the end of the stage, so barring a miracle, this stage is pretty much Vicelio's to lose.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much got to go out there and just step on his own junk to, just hand this over to Mark Arthur at this time, because 7.5 seconds is huge to make up.
And you've got to give Arthur credit, though, despite the mistakes he's made, despite that pit stop he made, he was quite far back. I think he was, north of 20 seconds behind Vicelio after the pit stop. So to get it back to 6.8 seconds is pretty damn impressive if you're driving that number 12 car. The same can be said for the 53 of Sam Baumgart, and these guys clawing back all that time is pretty damn impressive. And if Vicelio makes any kind of a mistake before this race is over, they are going to run away with this.
Well, when you're at a track where the draft doesn't really play a big factor into things, I mean, we're seeing the type of talent that's on that team with Arthur and Baumgarten. The fact that they just ate 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And we only ran 11 laps under anger.
Yep. Vicelio.
So, that's huge.
Vicelio makes his way out the hairpin through the left-hand kink one more time, and you see back there, that was Mark Arthur, not too far behind, but Vicelio will cross the line and he will claim stage honours here as Arthur now crosses the line, as well as Sam Baumgarten. Caution will fly in. Byron Rodney having a few issues through the hairpin, but he's going to make it to the end of the stage as well, but he's going to be in P11. Carl Gilbert going to come down towards the hairpin. He's got Dalton Kilrow right on his tail. So Gilbert, not only did he take advantage of that wreck between Bunts and Okia, he was able to chase down Kilrow and steal that 4th place away. Dalton Kilrow gets 5th place. Morganti going to come down and claim 6th place in the stage. 7th will go to Nick Okia, as Okia very slowly negotiates his way through the hairpin. There is James Bunts coming through, as he's got Alec Caron right behind him for that P9, and Doug Thompson is pretty far behind, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get that last spot in the top 10 for that final bonus point. So stage 2 is completed, and while we get ready for the final part of the race, we're just going to put it on the dynamic cam here, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Actually, we're going to go on the scenic cam. We'll go on the blimp cam. And we'll be back in just a second. No commercials because we don't want to get demonetized, so we'll be back in just a minute. And we are back live here at Sonoma for this race here. 70 laps around here at Sonoma. And we're looking at Alex Vicelio, who's still your leader after the pit stops. We've got the lights off on the pace car. We're ready to go back racing once again very soon. And guys, it's been a very drawn-out race so far. What are we expecting for the final half of this race?
Well then.
Don't all jump at once.
Well, no, sorry, I was listening to the in-game chatter that, you know, they're bitching that Byron Rodney, who was supposed to have gotten the lucky dog, apparently iRacing didn't give him said lucky dog.
I don't know about that. I saw him. He got one go around, so
It didn't count it.
Oh, you mean they should have got an EOL? Is that what they were complaining about?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, everybody pitted behind him, so I can kind of understand why he's stayed ahead of them. Anyway, let's go back to the racing here as Alex Vicelio going to have the lead here. Joe McGonty starting in second. Sam Baumgarten in third, but Joe McGonty been pushed out of line already. This is a bit worrying. As green flag flies again, we are racing once again as... I don't think it's counting the pace laps in this race. Because we're only just started lap 32 and of course it came out on lap 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks guys for making our night a hell of a lot longer. As Joe Morganti having another moment there. Goes off in the grass and gets into Kilrow. And well done for everybody for getting around him. That was good heads-up driving, but some damage there on the front of Joe Morganti's car. As Byron and Rodney still playing catch-up there after a very impromptu EOL. To go back to the lead.
And drivers are complaining right now that they don't think they hit anything, and Phantom 4Xs are appearing.
As Vicelio runs wide, and for the first time tonight, he is going to relinquish the lead to Sam Baumgarten, and that might spell trouble for the 0-0 here, because Baumgarten's been fast here tonight, and he's now out in front, so watch for that 53 to just streak off into the distance now.
Yeah, and this is not what Mark Arthur wanted to see.
I was noticing earlier that Sam was running around back there and he was keeping a little distance back. I think, you know, he's doing the old Tony's got the shark sound, but that's what's...
Yeah, Vicelio dives it in. Baumgarten going to cross him over. Almost contact there between the 0-0 and the 53. And Vicelio takes the lead back. That was some great driving there by the 0-0.
Very much so.
Got to give the rookie credit, man. He's not afraid to get up in here and mix it up. The races I've been in with him.
Yeah, so Vicelio running wide though. That's not going to help him try and get away from Baumgarten as they come up the hill in those off-camber corners. As Morganti is back in pit road to get that damage fixed there, so unfortunately... Oh?
What just happened with Mark Arthur?
Yes, Mark, and there's a couple of cars back there. Everybody's bunching up back on that turn.
Nick Okia and James Bunts in a bit of a trouble as well. I think it started with Okia.
It did. And Arthur nowhere to go, just punts him.
Yep, Bunts off behind him in the grass.
So everything going off right now after the restart as we are on the final stretch now towards the end of this race. No more caution flags to come out before this is over as Alex Vicelio is starting to pull away from Sam Baumgarten. You've got to think that Baumgarten might be saving tyres here in this early run here, Tony.
Well, we saw what happened last time. Baumgarten and Arthur were able to, really just crank one off, and they took 12 seconds out of Vicelio's lead. Baumgarten knows he just has to stick with him, and then at the end of the run, he's going to have more tires than Vicelio does. So, game on.
Yeah, Morganti still in pit road right there as his right rear tyre is up in the air for some reason.
Man, and that mess certainly put a nice little gap. I'm sure the front rear liking that.
Arthur's not enjoying being behind Alec Caron, I can tell you that now. He's trying desperately to find a way by the 88. As Caron getting a bit squirrely under pressure here as they come down this right-hander as they head towards the drag strip. And Arthur going to look to the inside here as they come towards this left-hander. Good pass there by Mark Arthur. He gets around nice and neatly, but as you guys already mentioned, he's got that front-end damage now. Is that going to hurt him in the long run?
I don't think it's going to hurt him as badly as it would, like where we were the other week at Michigan. But it's not going to be as advantageous as it could be. And the one thing he's definitely going to have to keep an eye on is overheating, especially if he got it into the air conditioner, the radiator.
That's the one. Obviously, these cars don't have AC, otherwise they'd be nice and cool in that cockpit right now. Here's a good question, Tony. Why don't race cars have air conditioning?
It's a weight thing, and it's a parasitic loss thing.
Yeah, you don't want that drag on the engine.
Because you're generally turning the same. You're turning the belt off the crank, and anything you can get not having to powered by the crankshaft, you can free up horsepower, and hopefully turn it into performance. But they kind of do have air conditioning, but it's not the way you would think. Most of the teams now run a little electric unit in the driver's compartment that plugs into the driver's helmet, and there's a special underwear called a cool suit that has it's essentially the condenser unit to an air conditioner sewn into a piece of Nomex underwear that you normally wear under a fire suit, and it pumps cold water through the driver's suit to keep them cool on a really, really, really hot day.
Yeah, and I can attest it's basically the same technology of Army aviation experience there. Kind of
That's where they got it from.
They use over in the desert. They picked up that technology from the military?
Yep.
And if I recall, you also notice that on the helmets they do have a big tube coming in there, so I think there's also a little bit coming in through that. But that's based off of the intakes on the car, right?
Well, there is a box that has a small electric AC unit like you would have. It's in a similar design to what you would have in your house. The only difference is it's way more compact, and instead of putting out 2,000 BTUs, it puts out like 120. And that's all it does, is it just plugs into the driver's helmet to keep their head cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna admit I am a bit of a sucker for matte colours, and that matte black on Kyle Gilbert's car is pretty nice. I will admit. We're switching to paint schemes now. I like that matte black. Cool.
And Alec Caron just got it all wrong leading onto the drag strip.
Yeah, he's up and running again. Mark Arthur has got by him, and Mark Arthur now looking to the back of Dalton Kilrow as they come down to the S's. Like you said earlier, Kilrow not a road course racer, but can he hold off the My Little Pony machine?
I don't know if he's going to put up much of a battle, only because if Dalton's a smart guy, and he's going to points race this and go, okay, if I try to... Well, that answers that question.
That Kilrow going to bring it into pit road there for a scheduled pit stop. Joe Monganti's still in pit road. I think he might have called it a night here because he's not been out for, what, 2-3 laps now?
I'm kind of I'm showing him 3 down, and he's flew out. So what that means, he's not out on track.
Hey, he's in a bit of a weird position in his pit stall. He's got his right rear wheel in the air and nothing else. Not in a weird position.
I just got word from the Big Purple Hauler. Watkins Glen and the Roval at Charlotte have been removed and replaced from the NASCOM schedule.
Oh dear.
Yes.
So no more road courses from this point onwards?
Not this season.
Although, I can't say that's a bad thing.
All I have to do is just, if the boys in the Big Purple Hauler are listening, NASCOM officials, Buckingham?
I mean, it's a possibility. Rockingham is a good track.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Rockingham, we do have a couple of new series coming to the channel very soon while we're just doing a bit of a quiet moment here while everybody's all spread out. We do have new leagues coming to the channel. We have the Die Hard Racing series as in July. They'll be bringing us the classic Cup cars, the 1987 Cup cars, as they kick off at Daytona in July, and that'll be on Thursday nights. And then on Friday nights we will have the iRacing E-Series. Obviously they've been in the channel before, but obviously I'll be taking over as their lead announcer, so make sure you watch out for those two in the coming weeks, as yeah, we're taking on some more exciting action in the near future here, Tony.
Oh, very much so. And, you know, with the Bicknell Racing Products 360 Sprint Series joining the family on Tuesday nights, you know, that really complements the schedule that we've got going on right now with the Paskey Series and why am I drawing the blanket with the other series is on Monday nights, the Red Sox Series.
That's Thursdays as well with Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry, Red Sox was Thursdays. But, you know, the family's grown by leaps and bounds. And, you know, like I mentioned the other night, when you and I started this thing almost 3 years ago, I never thought it would get this.
No, I mean, we only broadcasted one league, and that was the oh my god, I can't remember what it is now. All-Star Racing? All-Star?
All-Star Racing, yes it is.
Yeah. And I remember because we didn't use TeamSpeak to broadcast on that. We actually used Skype.
P3 Kyle Gilbert is in the pits. He ran off track here about a lap ago.
Oh, so we got pit stops taking place early. We've still got more than 30 laps to go in this race, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out as and how long they can go on a full tank of fuel here, Tony. We have not seen that yet here tonight.
Yeah, I have no idea how long these guys are able to hang it out there, but I think we're going to find out.
Yeah, James Bunts got some considerable damage on the front of that number 22 LB Plastics machine.
He tested the structural integrity of one of the barriers.
Yeah, so he's going to have to burn a fast repair once he brings it to pit road.
I think Kyle just been prevented because when I saw Kyle, he just ran off into the grass or sand or whatever you want to call it. Wasn't that big a deal. It let Mark get back up closer to him. But Kyle obviously just wasn't happy with the way things were running, so he wanted the fresh set.
As he's slugging it out right now with Dalton Kilrow in the 41 as they come into the sweeper that leads to the downhill section that leads to the drag strip. As the field's starting to get stretched out with these green flag pit stops happening. Sam, I got to do it.
Do it.
Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Reflog, reshare it, tattoo it on your face.
That that works. So, yeah, if you're liking what you're seeing, then hit the like button. And if you want to see more, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And also tap the little bell as well if you want to be notified of when we go live again, which is pretty much every day at this point. So, yeah, we're going from strength to strength.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of shout-outs, I have to give a big shout-out to Miss Constance, who is joining us tonight. Rooting on her driver, Mr. Mark Arthur, as always. So, Miss Constance, thank you so much for joining us again.
Yeah, and again, big thank you to Paul Crumry for donating $20 to the channel. We really appreciate your support there, Mr. PK, and I look forward to running with you on in the next weekend's 24-hour Le Mans. So, is this race continuing? We're on lap 40 of 70. Alex Vicelio still your leader here as he's making his way towards the S's. Still got Sam Baumgarten not too far behind him. And they are about 14 seconds ahead of Mark Arthur. Obviously, Arthur has had to make his way back up through the field and had an incident there on the green flag lap after the caution. So he's got some ground to make up there, but big slide for life out of the left-hander. Those tyres might be hurting him already as he looks very squirrely going through the S's.
Safe assumption, as you know, Arthur's had to really drive the snot out of that car tonight, if you'll pardon the phrase. But you know, my hat's off to the entire crew over there. You know, just the lap times that they've been putting up consistently. You know, lap in and lap, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. As he crosses the line to complete lap 40, we are officially 30 laps to go before the end of this race, and there's no knock on the league or the drivers, but this is such a long race.
Yeah, I'm gonna get yelled at.
Yeah,
I figured, okay, it's a road course, shouldn't be that long. Forgot they did stage racing. Yeah, my better half is going to cut off my not so better half.
Yeah, as we're looking at a battle there between Nick Okier and Byron Rodney. Rodney has somehow made his way back up to the top 10. He's in P9 right now. He's right in the back of the 9 as Doug Thompson and Brian Keita bringing it to pit road. And Keita, Thompson's batted a big hit there. The whole front end of his car is caved in.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Thompson and I had the name. I'm sorry, I thought it was It was actually Doug that tested the structural integrity of concrete.
And Gilbert just put a move on Bunts, and he's just moving along.
And I just saw what happened. Just went back to the replay of what happened to James Bunts there. Went straight on at the not the left-hander coming onto the drag strip, but the right-hander before that. So went straight on there, and that's how he got the damage on the front of his car. As Nick Okier is in pit road after the battle with Byron Rodney. So Rodney now up to P9. It was still in P9. Okier's had an incident.
Buntsy is lucky that he got it woed before he crested the top of that rise, because I pretty much guarantee you would have sent the drive shaft through his own right elbow.
I'm looking at the front of Bunts's car right now, and I know he's not happy. That whole left front end is almost non-existent, and his left front tire is all the way out in the wind.
But amazingly, he's still able to. He's actually reeling in Carl Gilbert, so he's still got some pace in that number 22. Either that or Carl Gilbert just is constantly stopped. Mind you, Gilbert's just been in pit road, so I can't really say much.
So, James Bunts going to be the next instructor at the motorsports school here at Sonoma Valley. How to turn a ARCA car into a NASCAR Touring modified car in one simple step.
Well, now this is called the ARCA series. That means you get to say your most famous saying all the time now.
Well, nobody's done it yet, so I can't. And for those of you who don't understand what we're talking about, there's been a long-standing joke that, and this is not a knock on anybody that currently runs in the ARCA series, because they've kind of weeded out the drivers that did this. But for the longest time, the ARCA series was basically everybody that thought they wanted to be the lead character from a certain stock car movie, and I'm not talking about the one that used the phrase of a popular dressing for chicken that you put in your oven. I'm talking about one that came out way earlier than that, in the late 80s, leading into the early 90s, roughly when Chevrolet started to debut its Lumina car in the Cup Series. In case you're wondering why I'm not actually coming out and saying the name of the movie, because I'm trying not to get us demonetized at all. But anyways,
It starred Tom Cruise, that's all you need to know.
And you just got us demonetized.
No, I didn't.
So anyways,
you can mention his name.
Anyways, it's actually where Tom and Nicole met and started. Anyways, everybody that thought that they were in that movie ran the ARCA series. So the joke amongst those of us in the garage area was, hey, do me a favor, take the ARCA brakes off that car and put them in the garbage. Because generally there was a lot of guys that would use the car in front of them to slow their car down. So if I'll use a perfect example. If you take a look at Nick Okia and Grumpy right now, if I'm Grumpy, I'm going to use Nick's car to slow my car down.
Yeah, James Bunts about to put a lap on Nick Okia. These guys were battling for position not too long ago. Now they're about to be separated by a lap. That's a pretty big fall off there by Nick Okia. Well, Nick Okia's just come out of pit road, so that's no shock there. As Josh Styles still on pit road.
Put it on the hauler. Nope. Put it
He's
on
still
the
there.
hauler. He unfortunately changed the flavor of his fire suit in real life.
Yeah.
Man, I was just watching Mark Arthur, and he's going in there, and he just went a little off track.
Yeah, so slow down for Mark Arthur. That's not going to help his cause with trying to catch these guys, and he's a full 25 seconds off the lead now, so he is falling back by some considerable rate. Alex,
have you done a hit car yet, Sam?
No, I am about to go to our leader, your leader. This is Alex Vicelio. He's about to start a new lap now. So we're going to go a bit quiet right now as we go on board with your race leader. That is Alex Vicelio for about a lap. Alex Vicelio bringing it to pit road, so That didn't last very long, but we are going to see how his pit stop fares as he takes it in for his first green flag pit stop of the night. It's going to lead the lead over to Sam Baumgarten now, straight out of Pennsylvania. The Vicelio in. Let's see how he fares once these pit stops work themselves out. You see Carl Gilbert up to third place now as Mark Arthur has had issues here. Big issues because he's dropped a lot of spots there. Did you see what happened to him?
How bypasses the pit. But yeah, that was good because that shows people you can't really see what's going on the broadcast when you just see it from the aerial views and the other views. But when you get in that car, you can see how these hills really are here. So it's not easy wheeling this thing around here.
Yeah, as we're back with Mark Arthur. I'm just going to see.
I mean, there's just a lot of ups and downs on these hills, and there's a lot of blind spots, you know, coming over blind hills.
Yeah. I don't really know what happened to Mark Arthur, but he is fallen back behind James Bunts now. Byron Rodney out to P6 now after Alec Caron has just been into pit road. And Sam Baumgarten is in now.
Yeah, I'm looking up. We're on lap 46, coming up on 47. So I don't think they feel the need or the pressure to get into it. But right now, they're just kind of pitting on based on what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, as we're looking at Alex Vicelio, can he get ahead of Sam Baumgarten? Baumgarten just getting into his pit stall now. Vicelio going to fly down towards the hairpin here as he runs a slight bit wide. He's got Carl Gilbert not too far behind him. Gilbert has just not been in pit road yet. Actually, he's already been in pit road. I'll pay attention to that as Baumgarten is up and running again, but Vicelio going to take the lead away by some margin. So Buchelia going to be out in the lead there. Vanguard in second, Gilbert in third, but still probably has to make a pit stop. Mark Arthur up to fourth now after dispatching James Bunts, who's back down to fifth place.
Yeah, and I'm looking up, looking up my apps up here, and now we're starting to see we get a different spread in, as far as pit runs, which pit runs is fuel is tires.
Yeah. These guys.
And I'm sure people probably explained it before, but a lot of these drivers using apps, which are add-ons to the sim that lets them see information that necessarily the viewers can't see and that you and I can't see, although I can see a lot of them. But so they're doing strategy as they're trying to drive. They're monitoring these other apps.
Yeah, Vicelio making his way down the hill through the S's there. Baumgarten about a second or two behind him. Going to have to make up some ground there to try and get back up to the 00. Carl Gilbert in third. Bit further back there is Mark Arthur. I think the problem that he had was probably just that he made a pit stop. So that's probably what happened to Mark Arthur. James Bunts in a very good top five. Byron Rodney in P6, but that's Dalton Kilrow right behind him. I believe Dalton Kilrow also on fresh tyres. So might be a bit academic there for the 75 when the 41 gets to him. Alec Caron just been in pit road as well, as Nick Okia is severely damaged there on the back end of his car. He is in P9, and Brian Keeter in P10. Doug Thompson, Joe Morganti, Tex Perry have all retired their cars, as is Josh Stiles. Kevin Pasquich and obviously Hoot Baker is in the booth with me, so he is retired as well, unfortunately.
And actually, Kilrow is out on 11th, so he's about the second highest or third highest out on tires right now.
James Bunts and Byron Rodney bringing it to pit road. There's Bunts, there is Byron Rodney. So green flag pit stops coming to a conclusion there as Gilbert is off sequence here. He's got to make another pit stop before this is over. He needs to kind of make up a decent gap over Mark Arthur, who's already pitted. So something needs to be done there as James Bunts in pit road takes his fast repair. He will get going once again. There is Byron Rodney just getting into his pit stall as Brian Keeter is back in pit road for the 467th time.
How do you really feel?
Yeah. So Baumgarten still got some ground to make up there after the pit stop. Gilbert is off sequence. He needs to pit again. Mark Arthur is not really pushing the issue here in that 12. He's just riding around.
And that's something Mark's probably going to do. He realizes, okay, I need a lot of mistakes to happen in front of me. So, you know, he's just racing smart right now.
Well, I mean, looking at right now, you got Vicelio is out on 4, Baumgarten's out on 3, Arthur's out on 4. So he's not in a bad spot. And between them is Gilbert in 3rd, and he's out on 11.
Okay, so you know Gilbert's going to be coming in way earlier than the rest of them. So, you know, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's problem right now is the distance he's behind.
Which is is 26 seconds off the lead, so yeah. That's quite a margin. Don Kilrow, out to P5 now after Byron Rodney took a pit side. Rodney is back out on track again. He will be trying to chase down this man, James Bunts, who's right behind Nick Okier. And the back end of Okier's car just looks sad at this moment.
Yeah. It looks almost as sad as the front end of Buntsy's car.
Oh no, Buntsy got it fixed. He burned his fast repair.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh!
Slide for life. Got it all wrong going through the uphill section. Buntsy's going to have to do it one more time.
At the starting of the week. Anyway. Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, I heard Grumpy talk a little bit earlier, and he was laughing, so he's having a good time. So he's not getting grumpy.
Oh, he has fun on these road courses because he can't add to his air miles on these kinds of tracks, so he's happy being racing on these.
Oh, you've not seen our good friend and sister from another Mr. Layla Wilson's videos. That section that Grumpy just came through.
Yeah.
If you go straight where those billboards are next to the drag strip, instead of turning to go down the drag strip, just kind of like ramp off where those billboards are. You can take out an entire section of grandstand on the backside of the S's.
Oh yeah, I know how to launch my car off here. It's pretty funny actually. I enjoy it, but at the same time, you get a Dairy Queen award at the same time, so you kind of have to watch yourself.
Well, that's why you only do it in events where you can.
You know what? At some point, we need to do like a drag racing event here. We've done it before, Tony. We can do it again.
We have done it before. So we need to figure that one out. When would be good for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I remember we did it with Somo the one time, was it?
No. Was it Somo?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then a certain NASCAR driver turned up and stomped a lot of us.
No. He wasn't a NASCAR driver. A rallycross driver.
No, if I remember rightly, it was a NASCAR driver. I can't remember which one it was. Garrett Smithley, that's who it was.
Yeah, okay, yep, you're right.
Garrett Smithley turned up and just absolutely destroyed all of us. But then
only one in the Subaru.
Well, yeah. And then he got bored and then decided to have a bit of a drift session around the whole track instead.
Yeah, that was impressive.
So I'm looking right now. Kyle is about mid-distance in P3, about mid-distance between the leaders and Mark. Now Kyle's out on about double the tires of everybody else. But once you get above 10 on those tires, that difference starts to be less and less. So, you know, the longer Kyle can stay out, the more that even outs for him. And he got that turn wrong.
Yeah, he did. Oh, big slide for life coming out of the turn as well as Carl Gilbert. Looks like he's having a bit of fun making his way around the track, and he's going to do a bit of drifting through the S's. Gets it all wrong. Gets it going again. And Carl Gilbert obviously paying tribute to... he unfortunately lost a family member this past week, so he is paying tribute to them.
I did see that, and I forgot to send him a message. I just saw I think his stepmother, right?
I think so, yeah. And unfortunately, she passed away a couple of days ago, and him paying tribute to that. I'm guessing that's why he's got the matte black on his car here tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So condolences from all of us here at ESPN going out to the entire Gilbert family. In a better place, and we'll all get to see her on the other side when we get there and trade up for our first race with her.
And he's definitely starting to lose a little time to Mark now.
I don't think Gilbert's really paying attention to the race. He's trying to keep himself entertained, I think. As Arthur there into P4, he's still in P4 actually. He's making his way down the hill towards the drag strip. Don Kilrow just running by himself there in P6, P5s actually. Just running around and doing what he has to do. There is only one battle going on right now, and I bet you can guess which two drivers it's between.
And guys, the fuel run. I didn't pay attention.
Would it be the last two guys on the lead lap?
That would be the last two guys on the lead lap. Byron Rodney running the Rolls-Royce Phantom, and James Bunts running the LB Plastics number 22. In a pretty intense battle for that 7th spot right now. Rodney took it away. Buntsy wants it back. So watch for these guys to... well, they've already had a meeting of the minds during practice, so, you know.
And then again during qualifying.
Yeah.
And, you know, don't let the numbers on the fender, or the letters on the fenders fool you. They might run for both Team ESBN in the Endurance Series, but both these guys are good friends. They want to beat, each one of them wants to beat the other one.
Yeah, and they're both going to be driving their Ferrari at Le Mans. I'm going to be in the HPD with Mr. Crumright. Looking forward to it. As Bunty going to look to the inside there, coming up towards the long right-hander. Going to dive it in there, big slide there. Byron not going to challenge him back for the position as James Bunts moves up to P7. Good move there.
Oh, Byron did the same dang move previous lap.
Yeah.
I think he may have burned some of the goodie off his rear tires doing it.
Hey, can you guys remind me on how long the fuel is?
We have no idea.
You were driving in the race. What the hell, man?
You actually think I made it around long enough to figure out how long a fuel run is?
Oh yeah, that's right. You generally I can't do that to you, Hoot. I can't be that mean.
He parked on the hill on the drag strip and had a picnic while everybody raced around him.
Well, what do you expect? He was able to heat up a can of beans on his exhaust headers.
That was a little harsh.
I mean, it is nice weather out there. I mean, as we bring up the weather again, it is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nice picnic weather out there, isn't it?
All I can figure out is they're 9 into the pit run. At least the leaders are, with 16 to go. They got to go.
Gilbert's in pit road.
Yep. I figured he's out on 15. That kind of tells me about where that window is.
And I don't know if you've noticed, Tony, but have you seen what car he's driving?
Ooh.
Gilbert. Just put it on rear chase and see what you see on the front. Tell me what you see on the front.
Oh, God.
Oh, the front is fine. The back is weird.
So I'm just going to spoil it there for you. He is driving the only Corvette in the field.
Yeah.
As Dalton Kilrow brings a pit road as well, so he's going to have his last pit stop of the night. As he'll probably relinquish P6 to Buntsy and Rodney.
So just for those of you who are keeping score at home, we have 1 Corvette, 1 Toyota, 2 Fords, and 1 Rolls-Royce.
And we have 1 Toyota. Actually, no, he's not in the race anymore, but you know.
I did say 1 Toyota.
Yeah. I'm not really surprised it's not in the race anymore.
Yeah.
Because I love your text, but Toyotas suck.
But
It
what?
would be nice.
I said I love your text, but Toyotas suck.
It would be nice if you get a front, shot of that hood there on the stream there of Kyle's car.
Let's take a look. If I can find the rear chase camera. United we land. What does that mean?
No,
Hold on.
it's actually the memory of his stepmother there.
Ah, yeah. I've noticed this about...
Red Bull Warrior?
Yeah. You know, the most amazing thing about Carl Gilbert's pit stop is that he actually managed to stay in the top 5 after that pit stop. That's pretty damn impressive for the 227.
Well, I mean, I know I'm not as good as high-powered gazintas as I used to be here, Sam, but he could make it from here, can he?
Yeah, he can. Gilbert can make it, and Kilrow can make it. I'm pretty sure the rest of the field needs to pit again. So 15,
Well done.
yeah, 15 laps to go. Vicelio, Vanguard, and Arthur need to pit again, and Vicelio only just starting to shake off the 53 now. Vanguard has fallen to 3 seconds back as Mark Arthur brings it to pit road for his final stop of the night.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And again, that makes you wonder, you know, everybody's doing pit strategy. You thought Kyle actually started working his strategy probably the pit before last. So we're just going to see how quick he was a little behind, so I don't know if he'll be able to get that time back up on Buchelia and Baumgarten when they do go.
Well, Arthur's not even in his pit stall yet, so he's going to get passed by Gilbert anyway. There is Arthur in his pit stall. Here comes Gilbert out of the kink and into the start-finish straight. And up the hill it goes! Big slide for life up the hill.
Geez.
Wow.
Kyle's really getting into it now, and I was watching him earlier, and he's really pushing it. I think he knows how far he is back, and he knows those pits are coming, and he's got to get up on them, because if he's not careful, those pits, they're going to be coming out right when he gets around to them. Or am I wrong?
He's 55 seconds off the lead, so maybe.
The answer is a definite maybe.
Yeah, Baumgarten has picked up his pace now. He's starting to reel in Vicelio, but Vicelio, unfortunately, caught in traffic there. He was chasing down Kilrow, but Kilrow on the fresher tyres, and Kilrow gets it all wrong coming out of the kink there. And Vicelio trying to go around him. No love lost between these two. We all know what happened in the All-Star race a few weeks back.
But that reminds
Your car bled all over the wall.
Not my car. I mean, I'm talking about the incident between Vicelio and Kilrow.
But that's just a reminder when you think that people are racing cars around. Well, most time you're not. On tracks like this, you're racing the clock. And Gilbert right now is looking at that clock. He doesn't have a car in front of him, but he's got cars in front of him. He's got that clock in front of him.
Yeah, and Kilrow be looking to, Gilbert will be looking to close that gap as Kilrow, not really letting Vicelio by, has really backed him up into Baumgarten now. So Gilbert playing the team game here, as obviously Gilbert is a teammate of Baumgarten. So yeah, a bit of team player things going on there, Tony.
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations, Senator. It all depends on what your definition of is.
Through the right hander they go. Vicelio still your leader, as looks like James Bunts has brought pit side and has. That's not. It is James Bunts is in pit road for his final stop. Baumgarten also in pit road for his final stop. Let's see if he stays out ahead of Gilbert, but Gilbert is so far behind. He's only just coming up to the top of the hill now to this as he before he enters the S's. So I'm guessing Baumgarten's going to be out of pit road well ahead of Gilbert at this point.
Yeah, and that's why I think Kyle's pushing it so hard, because he knows it's that close. He's got to go.
I'm very surprised to see Bunts back in pit road so soon as well. He's in for his final stop as Mark Arthur. Oh, big moment for Mark Arthur. Big moment for Mark Arthur. And he's got off lightly again. No damage, but he had that spin there, Tony.
He did have that spin, and, you know, that's... As cool as a cucumber as Mark Arthur can be, it's still got to rattle you.
Yeah.
As Vicelio, Baumgarten, Gilbert, Arthur, and Karen, your top 5. 6 cars on the lead lap. The last car currently being shown on the lead lap is Dalton Kilrow. So we'll see how much longer that one lasts.
And Kilrow will not let Vicelio by.
Yeah, I'm thinking these two guys are going to get called into the big purple hauler before this is all said and done. As knew that was coming. Vicelio bringing it pit side, going, yeah, you know what, F this. I'm just going to give myself some breathing room because this guy is running me like a squirrel on caffeine.
Have you ever seen a squirrel on caffeine?
Yes, and it's a scary thing to see.
Yes, it is. So, Vicelio in pit road. Will that give the advantage to Sam Baumgarten? Baumgarten coming through the right-hander towards the hairpin now. He might just get it. We'll find out there in just a second as Vicelio now in his pit stall. Right side's going on. Left sides will be going on now as Baumgarten makes his way out of the hairpin into the kink there towards the start-finish line. And Vicelio not out of his box there. He's only just coming out now. This is your battle for the lead, and Baumgarten takes it away through the pit stop. And you got to think that the incident there with Dalton Kilrow really hurt Vicelio there.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's going to be harsh words after this race. I can pretty much guarantee it. I mean, the only thing, getting back to what we were talking about with a squirrel on caffeine, there's only one thing I've ever seen that's scarier than that, Sam, and that's a goose on Suboxone.
Never seen that before. I don't think I ever want to.
No, you don't. Sam Baumgarten in the 51, holding a sizable lead right now. Got bus lengths right there, and a lap car between him and Alex Vicelio. Vicelio, couple lap newer tires, so it's gonna be gets it all wrong.
Vicelio having an incident there through the right-hander there, but he still gets by Buntsy.
And that's what Kyle's looking for. Kyle's needs a lot of help right now.
Heavy
Need
left.
a lot of help, but that was
Heavy left front damage for Vicelio.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact. They got to the shut-down area of the drag strip.
Yeah, Vicelio surprisingly not bringing it in here. That damage is going to hurt him, and Carl Gilbert will have seen that and realised, yeah, I'm going to try and get this position now because Vicelio's going to be hurting after that now.
Actually, I just went back and looked at it. Grumpy missed braking zone, locked him up, and Vicelio just stepped on his own junk. Neither one of them touched the other one. So, yeah, that was just a oops.
Yeah. So Vicelio, some damage to end the race with, it looks like. So he's going to have to hope that he can try and keep Gilbert behind him. Baumgarten has just sailed off into the distance now. And hearing that wreck happen behind him will have pleased him a lot now. And he won last week when we were at Michigan, so Baumgarten looking for another win here tonight.
Definitely looking to try to get another one. Looking to cut into the lead that Mark Arthur has in the point standings right now, as there is a ton of daylight between Baumgarten and Arthur leading the top of this pile, and third place Dalton Kilrow, who currently runs in 6th place on track.
Yeah, Kilrow's had a pretty impressive season as well. Very impressive on the road courses as well. We can see that right now as he's making his way through the S's. In 3rd place, he's about 18 seconds behind Alex Vicelio, so he does have a bit of time to make up, but I can't help but think that that damage on the left front of Vicelio's car is going to hurt him, and it's probably going to affect his cornering speed as well.
I don't know how much it's really going to affect him, only because, you know, when you look at how that damage is, it's basically creating a dive plane where the headlight would be. And for those of you who don't know what a dive plane is, if you've ever get a chance to see German touring car series,
DTM,
the DTM, Deutsch Touring Masters, I believe, something to that effect. But anyways, if you look on the front of those cars, they have this, it looks like a wing that just sits outboard of the fender. That's basically what Vicelio's got where his headlamp should be.
Problem is, though, that wheel arch is slightly bent in, though it could rub against the tyre. And with the new damage model on these cars, if the bodywork rubs against the tyre, you can expect a flat. And I'm guessing that's another thing that Vicelio needs to kind of protect his car against now.
Well, that's something he definitely needs to be mindful of. You know, we're within the point of the race where you kind of, it is what it is, and you've already laid your money on the table and just got handed the dice. Go
Looking
for
at
it.
the last lap times, Baumgarten was 139, Buchelia 138, and Kyle 138.
So they're running pretty similar lap times. Interesting.
Yeah, it definitely. I don't think time-wise it hadn't hurt Buchelia, but now, you know, he's got that distance now, and if he's not making better time, well, he ain't going to catch up. Oh, and somebody's getting it wrong.
And that would be Nick Okier getting it all wrong. No, not Nick Okier.
Where we're behind.
I was Alec Caron, I think. As Vicelio puts a lap on him. Gilbert still in 3rd place. Mark Arthur is still in 4th. Dalton Kilrow still in the top 5 as he's running pretty comfortably, and the gap between Gilbert and Vicelio is now up to 20 seconds. But Gilbert actually losing ground on Vicelio now.
Yeah, at this point, Gilbert's got to be watching the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know Mark Arthur definitely wants to. I mean, he's going to be happy that his teammate is going to come home with a victory, but he doesn't want to give him that much of a gap if there's going to be one. So, as watching the split times now, it's definitely thank you, boys in the sound truck.
As Arthur almost gets him wrong in the right-hander before the hairpin, so
I gotta tell you, it looks like Buchelia might be closing that gap back up. And I think that's going to be your race. The rest of it behind there is spread out enough. I don't think it's going to be an issue.
yeah, so I'm guessing that damage on his left front is not hurting him at all, so he's able to carry on his merry way. He is still 4 seconds back of Sam Baumgarten at the moment, so Vicelio's still got a lot of ground to make up. There's still 8 laps to do it though, so anything could happen. But as far as I can see, this man, Sam Baumgarten, is the only driver I've seen tonight that has not made a single mistake all night, Tony.
And Sam, when you finally piece your car back on the hauler after tonight's event, you can get your hate mail and bag of cow manure sent to the Sam Cooper Bennett, Cork, Ireland, P.O. Box OU812.
Yeah.
Because you just seriously jinxed him. You know that, right?
Yeah. It won't happen. Let's put it this way. Vicelio has got to pull off a miracle to win this race. Baumgarten has pretty much got this race. It's pretty much his to lose. That damage on Vicelio's car, I think that damage on his car is still going to come back to bite him at some point, because that looks just too bent in to be absolutely nothing, and he can just carry on his merry way.
I want to know what he hit.
Oh, Vicelio? He hit Bunty.
Oh. Okay, that's my cue to call it a night, because my night meds are kicking in and I can't even think straight. Gentlemen, thank you for having me in the booth. I do need to give a thank you to Mr. Paul Crumrye for tuning in tonight. Miss Lori Lyle, thank you for tuning in tonight. Miss Constance Keith, thank you for tuning in tonight. And everybody else who I didn't say, God bless.
See you later, Tony.
Mom, come get me. I'm done.
See you later. So that was Tony Trapassa joining me in the booth. His night meds have kicked in and he's going to go and pass out somewhere. We're still focused on this race. 7 laps to go. Back to go with 6 laps to go. I've already mentioned this, but at this point, this race is pretty much Sam Baumgarten's to lose at this point.
Yep, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but unless he makes a mistake. And I'm looking at, Vicelio's that left front end is. I mean, I've seen worse.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot better as well.
Right. But you're right. That fender seems to be scrubbing on that wheel.
But as I say that, the gap's still coming down between the 53 and the 00. Can he catch him before this is over? He's only got 5.5 laps left to do it. And Vicelio has been so strong here tonight. He's got the gap down to 3 seconds though, so it is definitely coming down between these two. And there you see Baumgarten in the bottom of your screen there. He's just making his way into that right-hander there, the 53. Just trying to stay ahead. But he does have the speed. Sorry.
A little off topic. I'm looking in front of Buchelia's car, looking at the driver. And I don't know why I'm seeing this, but he's actually driving a tuxedo in there. He's got a bow tie on.
Who is? Baumgarten?
Buchelia.
Oh, Vicelio?
Yes.
Let's take a look at that. He really is.
You see that?
I got it on the gyro cam and it's looking straight at him and he's wearing a tuxedo in the car.
Well, props to him.
In this heat as well, that's got to be absolutely killing him in there. And the movement in the car, he can't have that much freedom with his arms. You know how tight a tuxedo is, right?
Right? Oh, and somebody behind him getting it all wrong.
Yeah, that might be James Bunts there, and it is James Bunts getting it all wrong out of the hairpin, and Byron Rodney going to gain from that. He's going to move his way up to P7. Now, quite a ways behind Alec Caron, though, so top 5 probably out of the question at this point. Sam Baumgarten, though, 5 laps to go, and that race will be his, but Alex Vicelio, despite that damage on the left front of his car, still slowly reeling in the 53, so could I be wrong?
Well, I mean, all you can do is just stay right there, and maybe the guy will make a mistake, maybe he won't.
We've seen a lot of drivers make mistakes here tonight. The only driver, as I've already mentioned, that hasn't made a mistake so far tonight is Sam Baumgarten. So anything could happen. And this race has gone on for a long time. I was not expecting during the cautions, though, that they weren't going to count the caution laps. That was a bit, yeah.
Yeah, like Mark said, there's going to be some adjustments, so you're probably not going to see this again next season. But you know, always a learning experience. But it's been fun to watch.
Oh yeah, and we've seen a lot of decent battles around the field. I mean, the best battle I've seen tonight actually is between Byron Rodney and James Bunts. That has been, those two have been fighting it out all night. Obviously, Byron Rodney out in front of this occasion as he makes his way through the hairpin. 4 laps to go.
And it was actually fun to drive there for about 2 laps till I got parked on that hill. And I just got a text message. Apparently, my sponsor wants to talk to me about something.
Yeah, sponsors are not very happy lately, as we've seen from other drivers recently. Go to Mark Arthur, still sitting in P4 right now, just off the podium, and looking like that might be where he will finish here tonight as he finishes another lap, as he's quite a ways ahead of Dalton Kilrow, still only making his way down through the S's.
Yep, and I mean, it's it. Oh, Kilrow getting a little sideways there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think at this point, both Gilbert and Arthur are settling in back there. They, you know, they understand they're going to get what they're going to get. But Buchelia is not giving it up.
Yeah, as we're looking at Carl Gilbert right now, just coming out of the left-hander on the drag strip towards this long right-hander. And we're going to be 3 laps to go at the line here as Baumgarten is just making his way out of the hairpin. And Vicelio still not that far behind now. 3 laps to go at the line. Only 3 more circulations here, but
Yeah, I got to tell you, you know, I haven't raced with this league a whole lot. I'm not here every week and all, but the guy's been around. Like I say, Sam Baumgarten is, I mean, he's just showing that he can do it all. He's really good on this track, apparently. Not necessarily the fastest driver, the better driver here, but the more consistent driver.
yeah, as Byron Rodney and James Bunts are embroiled in a battle still. It's still not too far apart from each other, but let's go back to this battle that's brewing between Sam Baumgarten and Alex Vicelio. Vicelio still with that damage, not too far behind.
Yep, and you know, at this point, all he needs is for Sam to make one mistake, one little mistake. But Sam's just not showing any inclination to do it.
Yeah, but Vicelio is still closing that gap. The gap is now down to 2 seconds. It's taken him 3 laps to just take a second out of Baumgarten, but Vicelio still closing in on the 53. Are we going to see any last lap heroics as this race comes to a close here? They're coming through the S's.
Well, you know, on a lot of tracks, you can tire strategy. I'm not good enough at these road courses. I don't know how it works in, but some people know exactly how their tire strategy works. And if you got them left, now's the time to burn them, and maybe he's got them.
Yeah, Vicelio even closer this time around. 1.4 seconds the gap between these two as the popsicle sticks will fly this time by. They come through the kink now, and James Bunts will, not James Bunts, Sam Baumgarten will get the popsicle sticks, as will Alex Vicelio. Only 2 more circulations and this one is over, but who is going to come away with the win here? Vicelio doing everything he can to try and close that gap to the 53, and he can see him right up ahead of him. Question is, can he pass him? We always say this on ESPN. Catching is one thing, passing is absolutely another.
Absolutely. If you watch the old Indy races from back in the 70s, man, it's never a fun thing. You got to be good at it. God, that was another Madden quote. I'm sorry.
If you can't be good, get good.
There it is. You know, the other thing too is it's a mental game also now. Now you got Sam. He's looking back there and he's like, oh my God. You know, it's mental things going on here too.
Yeah, so we're going to be gearing up for an exciting final lap here as Alex Vicelio, damage and all, still able to close in on the 53 here. Is he going to steal it away at the death here? And Vicelio is right on the tail of him right now as they come down through the S's, as we are set to take the white flag here on ESPN here at Sonoma with NASCOM online. Buchelia going to look to the outside there as they look towards the hairpin. Is he going to try and cross him over here as they make their way out and the go into the Kink? The white flag will fly this time by Vicelio and Vanguard. Going to battle it out for the win here at Sonoma as they go up the hill for the final time.
And the other thing you got to watch here too is now you start getting now blocking. It's all on, you know.
Yep. Gloves are off as there's that mistake that Vicelio was looking for. Big slide for life there by Vanguard and Vicelio. Vicelio's around, and that is going to be the race right there. Vanguard going to take the win here now. It's pretty academic as it seems as Vicelio going around, and he's going to have to settle for second place there. He's still quite a ways ahead of Carl Gilbert, who's only just started the final lap. So
go back and look at that. That definitely wasn't a block. It was just a racing deal, and that's how these. That's the way it ought to go.
Yeah, and Baumgarten, unless the wheels fall off this thing, is going to take the victory here at Sonoma as he makes his way on to the S's for the final time. He goes left, then right, then left, then right. It's very mind-boggling. These corners, they do confuse you as they comes down towards that right-hander for the final time, and into the hairpin for the final time. Sam Baumgarten was being caught there by a damaged Alex Vicelio, but it all ended in vain for Vicelio as Baumgarten was able to hold him off, and Vicelio went for a spin, but Baumgarten did hold on. He crosses the line and he gets the victory here at Sonoma. Alex Vicelio going to come out of the final turn there, crosses the line, and he will get second place. And now we've got a bit of a wait there for Kyle Gilbert now as he's making his way through the S's for the final time, and he will get third place here. He's miles ahead of Mark Arthur.
I mean, I'm on the radio now, and there's no chatter on there, so that's it happened a little earlier than we thought it would. That's the way it was going to happen. That's not a bad finish.
Yeah, and Kyle Gilbert going to be feeling very emotional after this one, after fighting so hard, getting third place, and he is going to pay tribute. He's going to dedicate that third place to the family member he lost these past couple of days. So going to be very happy with that one. Kyle Gilbert, Mark Arthur going to cross the line. He gets P4. Don Kilrow, he's going to get P5. Sorry, Pete.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I got to tell you, just for just heart and soul in this thing, Kyle was off of pit strategy, was off in the grass a lot, this and that. He just kept in there. Wasn't there at the end, but man, he fought hard tonight, man.
Yep, as Vicelio has caught up to Baumgarten, and a bit of camaraderie between the two, congratulating each other on the track. So that's a nice film moment to the end of the race as they make their way through the S's for the final time. And you've got to expect that Mr. Baumgarten is going to burn them down. There's Alec Caron. Gonna congratulate Baumgarten. There is Nick Okier. Had a tough night, did the number 9.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, that was just a rough run because I mean, we lost that. But,
yeah. So Baumgarten going to come out of the final turn here. He's going to burn them down as we get ready to finish this broadcast off. As we've got on the dynamic camera, we're going to get a nice full-scale look of him burning this one down. And we're probably going to go on a different camera to that one, though. As Sam Baumgarten burns them down in victory here at Sonoma. And looks like Carl Gilbert doing the same thing. He burned them down as well.
Kind of tight up there at the finish. Hard to burn them down out here like we're used to.
Yeah, that's a bit, not much room between the two walls there on the start-finish straight. So that will be the result there for this one, as we're going to go to a scenic cam if I can find one. Oh. Ah, okay. So that is going to be it for the race. Let's go to the interviews, though, as we're going to start from 3rd to 1st, I believe. So let's go to find, where is he? Carl Gilbert, right there. So we're going to bring him down as we bring up Carl Gilbert. Kyle, 3rd place on the night. There's got to be a good feeling at the end of that one.
Yeah, carrying my aunt on the hood of my car, it's more satisfying than the Vegas win, to be able to pull 3rd place off in a race where I should have finished 4th.
Absolutely, and you ran a pretty quiet race. You did have a couple of incidents on the way, but still able to pull off the podium and beat one of your championship rivals off the podium. That was Mark Arthur. I'm going to assume you're going to be dedicating this one to your unfortunate loss there.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching my relative, watching it, and unfortunately, Mark spinning out there, but that they secured the 3rd place, and yeah, it's dedicated to my aunt that passed away Tuesday.
Yeah, very big dedications. Fortunate time for you this week, but we had a good race out here tonight. Definitely worth watching there for yourself, and you definitely put on a good show here tonight. And as we pay respects to your aunt there, we are going to give you the ESPN Driver of the Night, just not just for that, but for your performance here tonight. So well done for that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, before you go there, Kyle, I just want to say my condolences also. And I think I did get Sam to maybe get a shot of the hood there on your car there on the stream. But, yeah, appreciate your loss. And, I mean, sorry about your loss. And, yeah, I would have voted for you driving. You hung in there. You were off track a few times, and you hung in there, baby.
Yeah, thank you. It was a hard race, but I managed to get through it, and hopefully it's showing up for Sam on the broadcast, because I forgot to upload the paint to training paints till halfway through practice.
I did press the good old Control R, so I'm pretty sure I've got it down. Let's show it there. It's got the Indian, like the Native American logo on it?
No, that's not it.
Oh, well, crap. No, it's not showing it.
It's my fault. I forgot to upload it.
That's all right. But anyway, Kyle, good result here tonight. Very well deserved. Looking ahead to next week, we are off to Chicagoland. Very different dynamic, obviously, being that it's an oval. How do you reckon you're going to get on there?
We'll see. I don't know what my plans are for if I'm going to be going to a go-kart race, but if I'm not, I will try to be there and see if I can put in enough hours to be competitive for the win.
All right, Kyle. And before I let you go, I know you've got a few people to thank and a few tributes to pay out. So well, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for the good racing. You guys for broadcasting. Mark for being a good sport there at the end of the race. Anybody from the racing community that's commented on any of my posts this week, so I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and thank you.
All right, Kyle. Well, congratulations one more time, and we'll hopefully see. Well, I'll definitely see you on Monday for Kentucky and Paskies.
Yeah, hopefully I can put on a good show Monday.
Hopefully. So that was Kyle Gilbert joining me in the booth there. We're going to bring down the second place driver. That will be Alex Vicelio as unfortunate result at the end there. Alex, you got a copy?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now. Alex, unfortunate end to the race there. You led for most of it, but just a bit of damage at the end there kind of cost you that one.
Yeah, I have to say the same, dude. Frustrating, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. As we saw the race go on, you won the first two stages the second one by a country mile. What was you thinking on that one? You saw everybody pit behind you. Do you know why they pitted? Were they trying to beat you on strategy? What was the story there?
I have no clue, to be honest with you. I knew we had a strategy, and I was gonna stay with it. Didn't really care what the other people were doing, to be honest with you. I knew I could go 18 laps on a stint, so that's what I did. All
right. Well, yeah, and that last lap incident between you and Baumgarten at the end. What was your take on it?
At first, I was pissed off. You might have saw I bumped him after, but taking a look at it, he said he was trying to cut me off. Obviously, it's the last lap. That shit happens. From further review, it just looks like a shitty racing incident. Sorry, pardon the language.
That's all right. Well, Alex, we look ahead to next week. We head to Chicagoland. Do you reckon you can go that one step further next week and try and get that win?
Try.
All right, Alex, and before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just my team, Firelight Racing, and all the boys that were helping me fight through some anger there at the end there.
All right, Alex. Well, yeah. Congratulations on the second place. We'll see you next week in Chicago.
Yep. See you, bud.
So, Alex, keeping it very short and sweet there. That's unusual one, but we'll go with it. But anyway, let's put a different camera on because I'm annoyed by that. I'm gonna just do that. Let's go to Sam Baumgarten, the winner of this race, as he. Sorry, Sam, to disturb you there. Just gonna bring you up to the booth there and bringing home the win here after a very controversial last lap there, Sam. We saw a bit of a button of heads between you and Alex Vicelio at the end there. What's your take on it?
I wouldn't even call it button heads. I mean, I got a little loose coming up off the hill, and I tried to defend the inside because he was quicker than me through that section all night. So I just tried to cover the inside. He went to the outside, and I don't know, man. I looked at it. It looks like I gave him plenty of room. I felt like I did. If I got into him, I said sorry to him. I hate to win like that, but racing for a win on the last lap at a road course, you're gonna have some bumping and banging. But the last thing I wanted to do was send him off the grass. So.
Yeah, but anyway, at the end of that, you did come home with the victory here tonight. You were there for most of the night. For the first two cautions, you were kind of stuck back there in third place behind Mark Arthur, but you really came into your own in that third stage. What changed in that third stage, and what did you have to do there to get to the front?
I increased my tire pressures a little bit and saw what that did. It helped me on the shorter run, and I was good on a short run. I could at least hold with Mark and Alex, but man, that long run, it killed me. And even when I saw Alex was 8 seconds behind me, I was like, I know he's going to catch me because I just had nothing after about 5-6 laps. The car just didn't want to turn. I don't know, man. It was a rough night. Long race. definitely a hitting your marks kind of race, and it was just a lot of patience, and I'm glad it paid off in the end, but like I said, I hate to win like that.
Absolutely, but this gives you your second win in 3 races. Obviously, you won back at Kansas. Going from strength to strength as we are very quickly getting towards the tail end of this season. Got to be feeling confident as the playoffs get closer and closer.
I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm starting to work on my own setups and stuff with Mark's help, obviously, so thank him for that. But working on my own stuff, so it's going to be tough to beat Mark. You know, with the knowledge that I do have, I just got to keep learning throughout the rest of the season, and hopefully we can make it at least a decent championship battle at the end.
All right, and I just got confirmation there that you have now overtaken Mark as the points leader after tonight's victory. Obviously, Mark finishing down in P4. Got to be happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm honestly a little disappointed that's how that finish came out. I think if me and him would have raced it out, he probably would have got it. I was a little bit slower than him, but I mean, I guess that's just how the deck's dealt to you. So we'll take it. We'll move on to the next one. Hopefully he's not too sore. Hopefully he's listening. He knows that I'm not trying to run him off the track or race him like that. It's just racing last lap. So I'm sorry. That's it, man.
All right, and looking ahead to next week, we're off to Chicagoland. What are your thoughts going to that one?
I like Chicagoland. I'm a big fan of the high banks tracks, so maybe it'll play into my favor. We'll have to see. Mark's pretty good there. I know he's got a setup that's probably going to be whipping everybody's butt, but we'll just have to work hard throughout the week and see what we can do.
All right, and before I let you go, Sam, anyone you want to give a shout out to, say thanks to?
Yeah, Top Flight Computers and Dr. Squatch. Be sure to use Race 15 for 15% off your first order at Dr. Squatch. Mark for at least practicing and giving me his knowledge to help me at least work on setups now. Other than that, man, you guys for broadcasting, Tex for putting everything on. Appreciate it.
All right, Sam. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week in Chicago.
Thank you.
So that was Sam Baumgarten joining me in the booth there. Who? I know you retired early, but your thoughts on the race at the end there?
Well, I mean, at the end, that's what it comes down to. We thought it was going to happen a little bit further in that lap, but everybody did pretty well. They stretched it out, and then, man, that was what was that race? 3-4 hours almost.
We're talking nearly 4 hours. Well, actually, no, it's about 3 hours.
Well, all I can say is hope everybody enjoys what they get on ESPN there, because, man, it's always a good time, and hope you enjoy watching. And those are long races, but hopefully good races, and I hope you enjoy watching them.
Absolutely, and with that, we are going to go straight to the results of this race right now. So let's go and find my usual music, and let's get going for this one when it's ready. There we go. So let's go to the results of tonight's race, as coming home with the victory here tonight after a bit of last lap drama between himself and Alex Vicelio. Sam Baumgarten comes home with the victory here tonight. Alex Vicelio in second. Carl Gilbert rounds out your podium and dedicates the third place to his aunt, who sadly passed away this past week. Mark Arthur finishes a very distant P4, and Dalton Kilrow rounds out your top 5. Alec Caron gets a P6. Byron Rodney gets a top 10 and his guest appearance here tonight. He'll be back in the booth next week. James Bunts in P8, Nick Okia in P9, and Brian Keeter in P10. P11 going to Doug Thompson, P12 going to Joe Morganti, 13th going to Tex Perry, 14th to Kevin Paswich, 15th to Josh Stiles, and running out your field at 16 here tonight at Sonoma was Hoop Baker. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Once I've figured out, there we go. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow when Adam will be back in the booth for the Northwest Series. Make sure you tune in for that one. Monday we'll be back with Paskies as they head to Kentucky in the Cardiac Truck Series as we get closer and closer to that final race in 2 weeks' time. And obviously Adam will be back in the booth again on Monday night with the iRacing East Series with their Cup Series. But for now, that is all for me. That is all for Byron. For Byron, who was on the track. Also from Hoot Baker, who retired early, and Tony Trapasso, who went to bed early. That is going to be it for us here tonight. Make sure you tune in for the next few races. All that's left for me to say right now is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you for the next broadcast. Have a good night.